welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take they know a boss is coming.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. Told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your man.
You talk big, but your wallet's thin. Claim you're winning while I cash it in. Your schemes are weak, your pitch is lame. I'm stacking gold, you're playing games. I'm getting paid while you're just scammers. Swinging fake dreams like broken hammers. Flashing your lies like neon glamours. But I see through your cheapo banners. You sell the moon, but can't pay rent. Your big ideas just came and went. I'm counting checks while you pretend. Your pyramids crumble and my climb will end. I'm getting paid while you're just scammers. Swinging fake dreams like broken hammers. Flashing your lies like neon glamours. But I see through your cheapo banners. You hustle air, I breathe success. Your phony tricks are such a mess. I'll toast to wins, you fake distress. Your con's exposed, no second guess. Your empire's built on plastic pride, but truth's a wave you can't outride. I'm stacking real while you divide. The house of cards where you reside. You'll beg for mercy from coast to coast, saying where's that villain we hate the most. I'm masked up and on the attack. Verbal walk-bys filled with facts. Yeah, I'm getting paid while you're just scammers. Swinging fake dreams like broken hammers. Maybe you intimidate your friends and kin, but when I play to win. And here we are, right at the end, with your game of cheap pretend. Nothing about your world is real. A plastic person that sues to feel.
It must be lonely to sit on a throne made of silence, built not with trust but with lawsuits and threats. Fall like nails to board, shut the mouth and know you best. How sad is it to turn your name into a weapon, to aim at your own kin, your own crew, your own clients, just to keep the truth from catching daylight. But see, truth don't bruise, it burns, and maybe that's why you run from it. Why you hide behind courts, behind contracts and clauses, as if a signature can undo a sin. Because truth is kryptonite, and you ain't made of much steel to begin with.
Yeah, I'm getting paid while you're just scammers.
What's up, folks? How's it going today? Welcome. I appreciate you, folks. By the way, this is it's a very interesting one. I mean, we've got some stupid and crazy. We actually have Lynette Preston going over to Travis's live stream talking in it, which is interesting too, because last time I saw an interaction with them, they were claiming they were terrified of Travis. They even called the police on him and everything. And now she's popping up in his live streams. It's nuts. All of this thing is nuts. We have some video to look at. Fun times, baby. We got some fun times indeed. Hey, folks, how are you doing, by the way? Indeed, new sign, cook the police. Oh, it's so funny. Well, what's funny is I think I saw something that reads like a threat from a retired cop, by the way. Huh. You know, that's what evil Jeff, he tells us all the time, you know, I'm not a lawyer, I'm just a retired cop. And yeah, some of those statements, you know, about the avalanche is coming. Yeah, they read like threats, which I guess we're going to talk about too. All kinds of fun times, all kinds of fun stuff, you know. 1 second there. That is weird. All right. But I've got the video that I went ahead and pulled from last night. All kinds of goodies. You know, we also last night had some stupid people trying some really stupid things. They actually I uploaded some documents last night, you know, so everybody could have them, so they didn't have to pay for them, because it's 155 pages all told. And when you throw together 155 pages, that's a lot, right? So I put them up, and I actually got a letter. I have not pulled it up yet. I'm seeing if I can find who this email belongs to. So I have not clipped it yet, but it was interesting because the files ended up getting deleted. Now, I'm not saying the person that deleted them, they could have been an accident, who knows? But then right after I get an email from a different email, you know, different email sending, and it said, can't find the files. I deleted them. HALES, you know, except with the real word. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, what's that? I'm live. Wait. Yeah, I'm live right now. What'd you say?
Do you want me to refill your spray bottle?
Yeah, refill it with bottled water, though, okay?
Alright.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, if you want me to, because I was going to spray the spiders.
Yeah. Like, just make sure to use bottled water. Yeah, that's good, too. Don't forget.
And by the way, by the time you finish your live stream, I'll be done.
Be done with that? I think you'll be done way before that.
Yeah, I'll be way done.
I know. Okay. Hey, don't forget Sissy's, okay? Thank you, babe.
I won't forget her.
Thank you. She's taking care of, she's on pet duty right now. She's feeding the Spyros and making sure that they get water and everything. So, which essentially it's drop a cricket in a thing and, you know, pour some water through a vent. It's not really difficult, but yeah, that's what she was doing. And, yeah, she helps out, which is great. You know, it's very good. But there's she was like, by the time you finish live streaming, I'll be done. And I'm like, you'll be done in like 5 minutes. What are you talking about? Making it sound like it's some impossible task. And when the little one comes back too, I'm gonna mess with her. They ran out of milk today, and she's like, I must have milk now. I told her I'm going to the store tomorrow, so I'll get her milk. She's like, no. So I keep singing her a song. I'm like, I'm like, guess what? She's like, what? I'll tell her it's still been 4 days and there's no milk. And stuff like that. So if she pops down here, I'm gonna mess with her like that. So you know what that is. Oh, they're funny though. I also, oh man, let me show you though. First of all, how this started. Okay, this started with now I'm assuming there is a call to the police. We will, I'm sure, have FOIAs on this to truly spill it out. But of course, this starts out with a post from Standing in the Truth. God, man, you stand on it. If you stand in it, it makes it sound like wastewater. It just bothers me every time I see that. You don't stand in the truth, you know? If you're standing in something like that, that typically means, never mind. Oh my God. Every time I see this, like, this is the dumbest thing. You know, it's amazing because when they've talked about this stuff too, they even know it's wrong. They do sometimes, but they say it wrong too. So it blows my mind. But they claim, so there's a video of this, by the way, where they first put up multiple pictures, which we'll show you, of somebody that is out. Potentially, this could be anyone, by the way. This could be a land surveyor. It could be somebody they could have won Publishers Clearinghouse. Who knows? Don't know exactly what this is about, but they decided in having conversations, it was really interesting. I'm going to show you some of those as well. And I'm going to show you people encouraging them to basically pew-pew this person, which is pretty messed up. See, the way that they have their setup is it's wrong. It's entrapment because they have a blessing box. Let me actually show you. You can see it on the footage. I like that they included this because I don't think they really thought about what they were showing in the footage here. But you can see, let me show you when we're looking at this, just to make sure you understand, because there is video. But you see the box over here? This right here is a blessing box. They're asking people to come on the property, but then they're saying that people, you know, there's no trespassing signs. And if somebody comes on, they might pew-pew a person. That's what people were being like, oh, you're strapped. You got this. Yeah. That right there is a prison sentence. So you can't invite people on the property and then say, no, you can't come on the property. Now, I personally will say, for anyone out there, no point in you going there anyway. So, you know, not healthy for you. No point in it. But these are the same people that just, well, what has it been? A few weeks now? Days? I can't even remember anymore. We had John Cook. These people defended John Cook going on to, not to, but on to HALE's property while he has a protective order against him and taking pictures and filming at the school. He went on to the property. So these are the same people complaining about people doing that, but just like I said weeks ago, it was all okay and it was funny and it was fun, you know. Rules for thee, right? Rules for thee. But I'm going to read this to you. Like I said, we have video footage too. And she's going to take it over to Travis's live stream, which is just absolutely nuts. So listen to this. If anyone knows this man or sees him, please call the Levy County Sheriff to identify him as he's trespassed on our property and filmed our yard over and through our privacy. First of all, I'm just going to say this. If you have a fence that someone can film through, it's not a fucking privacy fence. Oh my God. You can't film through a privacy fence. You can film through some ratty ass thing that you wanted to, you built people out of tens of thousands of bucks with and said it was a privacy fence, but that ain't a privacy fence. Privacy fences, when you put them together, they lock together. They don't have giant holes in them. So I'm just going to say that's not a privacy fence. Also, I would take from the comments here saying that, you know, to contact the Levy County Sheriff, I'm going to say that they contacted Levy County Sheriff already and just said to identify them. Now, this person, whoever they are, again, it could be anything. It could be, who knows? I mean, heck, it could be one of the people that, remember when these people were saying, when Lynette Preston had a falling out with 2L, and they were saying they were going to come there and take parts of the fence? Maybe it's somebody that's come to repossess the fence. I don't know, you know, but, Lord. Yes, privacy fences. This is a very good statement right here. A privacy fence is 4 pieces, 4 times, and they go all the way around. So you have a front portion, you have sides, and a back part. That way nobody can see him. Also, though, you can't film through it. Just to make that clear. If you can film through something, that is the worst design ever. Such a dumb statement, man. It kills me there. Oh, Lord. By the way, good to see you folks, you know. Yes, filming from the street isn't legal. Now, it isn't illegal, rather. That's what I meant. Isn't illegal. But the person does walk onto the portion right in front and up to the fence. The thing is, like I said, they have a blessing box right there. So you cannot say, come on my property, don't come on my property. You can't have both. If they don't want people there, take the fucking blessing box out. That has been there forever. They use it, again, as a way to cry foul and to scream that there are victims. They are always victims. And yet, you know what this also proves, by the way? It proves that they have been lying forever about the amount of people that drive by and that are taking pictures and harassing them. You know why? Because look how fast this ended up on the internet. There were hundreds of people doing this kind of shit all the time, right? Like they said, there's dozens and thousands of people writing. They put that shit on the internet just like that. They did, you know? So I 100% do not believe these statements. They don't show proof. This is the only thing they have had. They're like, finally, we have something to show where we can say it's harassment. They've also been cheering on, you know, folks like David the donor when he said he was going to get a PI or he said he had a PI watching, which still not seeing that, David. Still not seeing it. Just a lot of wind flapping. That's all I'm hearing. Waiting for the lawsuit, buddy. You know, waiting for it. Can't wait to crowdfund. Can't wait to go on every channel in this mama and tell them about this. But no, yeah, let's read this. Sorry, I get all excitable when I talk about this. This is an invasion of our privacy and a serious threat to the safety of our daughter and ourselves, since we do not know this man's intentions, and we've been set up before by fans of our stalker. Right there. They try to blame, again, this kind of stuff. This is a classic little thing we like to call Darvo. It is used many times misleadingly. They tried to use it, but let me explain it to you. Darvo is an acronym. It is for deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Essentially, what they do with this, now think about what's happening. I want you to think about this. Deny, the perpetrator, they deny the abuse or the harmful incident that occurred. Like, for example, when they say they were set up, what that really was, John Cook pulled a firearm on a man, woman, and an 8-year-old child. How do you set somebody up for that? They said, oh, the guy was filming when he drove down the road. Huh. Oh, okay. So instead, they want to deny. They want to attack. So the perpetrator, they attack the person who was harmed or whoever is confronting them, often questioning their character or motives. So when they talk about not just those people, but also HALEs, remember, HALEs has a protective order against them. So instead of grabbing that and saying, yes, that is the reality, they blame Jeremy Hales for anything that comes along, and they try to take the word that they have been convicted of, which is part of that protective order, being a stalker, and they try to align it to someone, and then they reverse the victim and the offender. They try to twist the narrative to claim they're actually the true victims, while the actual victim is framed as the offender. That is a classic psychological move. And you have many people that talk about this and try to reverse it and say, hey, they try to take and claim this when they are actually the monster, but which Anti's tried to do and didn't even understand what it was, which was amazing. But that's what the whole, my stalker did it. Yeah, my stalker, he made John pull out a gun on a child. Levy County, you suck, by the way, too. You allow these people to continue to narrate that they are the aggrieved, when in actuality, again, somebody stopped. He said, I'll show you the whole video there. We are not freaks in a circus. We are not animals in a zoo. Now, it's funny because you can tell that Lynette Preston is going to take these statements and is going to go over to Travis while Travis is live streaming and try to confront him with it. Again, we'll talk about that too. Isn't that fun? 1 second. One minute. I'm pulling something up. Okay. So, my child deserves to play in her yard without fear of weirdos filming her through our fence. Huh. You think when we reverse this isn't applied to anyone else, right? Travis doesn't have the right to sit over on the property that he maintains and that he has turned into a portion of business. He helps out with. It's owned by the land's owned by HALE, but he can't sit over there without these people filming or calling the cops on him. And the minor that was with him, Jeremy Hales and George, they can't do anything without these people trying to they try to set them up. They try every time. We have found out from, actually there's some statements on that, which are pretty interesting. I will pull up in just a minute as we go along with this. I've been threatened. Wait, is there a threat in this? And will not take it anymore. DM me if you have info on this guy or Levy County Sheriff's Office. Wait, so what happens? You're telling people to DM the Levy County Sheriff or yourself with information that if they're going straight to the sheriff, they're not even fact checking this information. Say anything like I could be like, that's Topher. I mean, I've never seen him on a thing. Maybe that's him. What? I don't know. That's Big Bird. What the fuck, man? I mean, honestly, that's how you get them to harass more people. Just blame it on random people, and of course, blame it all on a weird conspiracy with HALES, right? P.S. To the man who did this, shame on you. You have now put even more fear and anxiety into my beautiful daughter. What? I don't even... How in the fuck? Why are you fucking telling your 6-year-old about this? My 6-year-old doesn't know that some jackass threatened to have or had somebody that they said was watching me 24/7 out here. I wasn't like, hey, baby, there's a creepy person out there that's watching. No, as a good parent, I don't let my kids go off unmonitored. I have this weird thing. It's called chimes on my doors. So, like, if somebody walks in or out of the door, first of all, it's hard for my kids to open the door anyway. My little one, my biggest one knows better than to go out. The littlest one knows better too. But at the same time, if for some reason there was a door that was opened, I would know right away. I have cameras all over my house, which these people, they have cameras too. Maybe put a fucking camera on your home. of course, that would probably pick up quite a few awful things too. But that would allow you to monitor your child and not to tell them what the fuck is going on with this. You can teach your child stranger danger without trying to conflate the people who live around you as monsters. I've had bad neighbors a few times. I've had neighbors that I wouldn't want to deal with. Hell, when I was in college, I had some neighbors that lived right next door that there were two of them and they had a little kid. Okay. And in college area, like if you move close to a college, you get some questionable neighbors sometimes, let's just say. One day I'm sitting outside, and for whatever reason, I'm like, man, I need to go somewhere. I need to, I'm just bored. So I go, I put the little chair up inside, I go get my keys, I walk out and I have to walk past their home. And as I'm walking past their home, the police hit their home. Why? Because of the rugs. Those people were up on the rugs with a kid in the home, which is gross. But when they hit it, I was walking right by their home. So they stopped me for a minute. I was like, I live next door, asshole. It's not like I have any choice about this. I got rid of the bad neighbor, at least that way. I did not call on them, by the way. But yeah, I've had bad neighbors before. You know what, though? I couldn't imagine telling my kids, no matter what, I couldn't imagine. I tell them to stay in the home. I don't try to terrify them. These people, they terrify their own kid. That is not healthy, Lynette. I'm telling you, that is very unhealthy. You should know better. This person did not come onto your property. You would have had to tell your kid that the person was there. And again, letting your kid run wild on that property there, that's crazy too. What you're talking about, oh, my kid should be able to play in the yard. That's not your yard, first of all. That's fucking the whole property. I have an acre behind my property out here. I don't consider that someplace I don't consider my kids don't go outside without me anyway. I worked in mental health. I saw offenders as well as victims. I'll tell you, that'll never happen. You have to be a bad fucking parent to align what they're talking about. But, oh, you made her fear and anxiety. That's terrible parenting. Now she'll never feel safe playing outside again. What the fuck did you tell that kid? This entire thing takes a couple of minutes, few minutes. There's about 5 minutes of video, but it's moved around with stuff. You've stolen a childhood of lies. Good job. Not. Now, she posted different pictures too. You can see. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to lock in on the pictures. And you'll see the person there. You're already out here, bud. I don't know who you are. Like I said, this could be it could be anything, It could be anyone, anything. I mean, my God, I don't know what they're doing there. We'll see them stop. It looks like they look around too. You can't tell, man. They're filming through a potato. They're also trying to say, so we're going to be able to see this a little bit better, but they're trying to say this person is pretending to take a selfie, but is actually filming over their fence. That was part of their claims too. Now, I want you to look at this. I'm going to blow this up for us. Okay. I'm actually downloading it right now as a picture. It will, look a little rough, but when you look at it, even from angle, first of all, your fence is terribly built. But this dude, I want you to look even with it. Okay, we're gonna do something here. Actually, we're gonna look at this picture first. All right, blown up, and then we're gonna do a little thing called a straight line challenge. It'll be fun. You'll like it. So. This person walks over. Like I said, we have a video too, but you can see, look, person filming downward. Yeah. But even if they were filming upward, they couldn't get over that piece of tinfoil. What a terrible job building, by the way. They didn't take into account the slope of the ditch. Every time I see this, look, this little car can almost see over their fence. But right here where this dude's standing, can't see over. Looks like he's taking a picture with something. Like I said, it could be anything. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. Maybe this will be a mystery. You know, like the Loch Ness Monster. Oh, Lord. But I mean, they were like, look, he's filming over the vents. Now, I want to show you this, all right? This is it's going to be a fun little thing. We're going to put this in, give me 1 second. We're going to put it in paint, all right? We're going to try something. We're going to try a straight line challenge. You know, just to see. Because I can guarantee you, one of the things that's not happening with this is it's not going over that fence. I mean, it's so dumb to say, oh, yeah, that's filming over. Yeah, no, it's not. What a bunch of idiots they had. So here, let me put a straight line on this. Just give me 1 second here. I'm doing it right now. I didn't think about doing this until just now, so that's why it's taking me a minute. If you go with his phone angle, though, and you straight line that sucker, even if you were to film it out, give me a second. Okay. Damn, the straight line doesn't want to. There we go. Right, I want to show you something. I'm saving it. Give me a minute. And I'll show it to you. I just think it's funny because again, do you want people popping up on property? No, I don't. I'm not encouraging anybody to do so. Do they get to film from the road? Well, that's what they keep telling us. So that would have been fun. All of that. And then when they walk up to the fence, again, remove the blessing box. You cannot say. So check this out. Now, this is a thicker line than I normally would want to utilize, but check that out. You know, it's a little bit of a slope. Even if we used it at a higher angle, even if we went upward just a little, it's all going to hit right there in the 10. So even if we pop, you can see I'm using a straight line tool. So, but even if we line it upward a little bit, nudge it up a little bit, just to say, we give him the benefit of the doubt, it angles because of the way he's holding it. But if he held it that way, even if he held it all the way up with his arm, I don't think he can get too much higher. I don't think he could film over that. And he can't film over the trash bags. So again, you know, you got that. I don't know. Is that a gap? Maybe. But it's crazy to say, dude is filming over our fit, because that's part of the narrative. Oh man, he's trying to take pictures over the fence. You can see him walk up. Now on this, he's even with the blessing box, you know, because you can't go any farther. You can't go into the property any farther. In fact, we lose him on the corner, but I wondered, now they put license plate, but you can't read it, you know. I can't make it out. I tried zooming in. They're potato cams, man. They suck. Get a better cam, Lynette. Jesus, wet, man, lady. Get a better cam. I have some cheap freaking Ring cams, and these things are washed out that they're using. They're awful looking. All right, I'm going to give you the footage too. Now, the footage is not going to have sound because you had a bunch of fat degenerate weirdos talking through the whole thing, and it was very annoying. So I took that off there. I did not want to listen to that. So this is the footage. Again, there's about 5 minutes of it, and it's going to have some still footage toward the end too, where again, it shows the fence. And like I said, one of the things I do like that they added, again, this gives you an idea of where the quote unquote blessing box sits. So when you lose track of the person walking up there, you can actually see it. This angle, by the way, makes it look like it's like a million feet off the road. You can look at the other angle. Either they have the worst cameras in the world, which is possible, or not. But let's look at the whole thing. Let's go back up here. All right. So you see the person, they're gonna drive up. Now this camera, one of the things, it's gonna take them a second to start this stupid thing. I didn't clip it down because, oh my God, it starts about right here. You see him pull up. Now, I can speculate on what they're doing over there, but it's very hard to see what's going on. In fact, for a little while, I thought this was just frozen, but we're watching. They have a little line down here. You can see the spot moving. God, they're terrible hosts. And they were like, wait a minute. See, look, they're like, oh my God, is it moving? With the person, now, are they filling something out over there? Oh, maybe that's just a reflect. You can't tell. If they did, that was the fastest shit ever. See, they were trying to say that he signed the book. Now, that would be a really quick sign, by the way, right? You could have just stopped. And there's a fence there, right? So, looks like he stops, looks over. Now, this, by the way, people were saying, oh, there's a logo there. No, I believe that's the sunlight hitting this god-awful fence and reflecting in the car. I believe that's what that is, because there were a bunch of people saying that right there is them removing a logo on the side of the vehicle. And I actually do not believe that to be true. I believe, like I said, that is just that god-awful freaking fence. It's shining brightly. The sun, even the sun doesn't want it. Yeah. Let's continue there. So they go and move. Looks like they're looking for a minute. They're like, this proves that it's a HALE. So he's like, no, it could be anything, So now the person here, okay, look, this was supposed to be them trying to get footage over the fence. Does that look like footage over the fence to you? This looks like a person taking video of themselves trying to find, or video or picture of themselves trying to find the best angle, right? See? And that may be, again, this could be anybody. This could be somebody appraising land. They could be looking across the street and being like, hey, what's this? This is kind of strange. This could be somebody from the bankruptcy. I mean, like I said, I don't know. They could be like, oh, yep, I'm going to look at this thing. I'm looking at this across. I'm going to see if this adds value. If it doesn't, again, they may be looking at comps around. Who knows? I have no idea. I don't know. It could be anything. Again. So they put it up. Now, when they walk up, look, they're looking to the side. So right there, we're at 133. Now, you notice they are looking straight at that the whole time, right? That looks like them. Again, we're at 135. Check it. So, again, when they're doing that, it doesn't look like they're staring out at this. It looks like they're looking at the blessing box. That gets their attention and they walk toward it. So they're framing it as you can't entrap a person and get them to come onto your property. That's not how things work. Not at all. So you can't tell somebody, you're welcome, come over here, put something in, take something out, whatever. That doesn't work. Just to make it clear, if they don't want to invite people to their property, they will have to remove it. You also can't be threatening that you're strapped and have that thing out. And even if this person, let's just say the box was removed, here, could they claim trespassing? Yes, they potentially, depending on what they are. If it's just some privatized person that's out here, yes. If it's a person that's from the bankruptcy, or again, someone from Publishers Clearinghouse, could they say, oh, they're trespass? Well, you can have them trespass, but you can't talk about pew-pewing them for going out. If they would have stayed on the road, they'd been good to go, by the way. That's something that a lot of people do not understand. And it's something, you see, what's his face? Tom Collins? Tom fucking Collins likes to walk up and down. He'll step over onto property sometimes. Those people, they applaud that. They absolutely applaud. They applaud John Cook again, going out, doing the same fucking thing. And further, going onto property. The only difference is there is no blessing box there. So to say that is just absolutely absurd. So then, dude, like I said, he walks over. You see him staring. I do not think he was staring at the little dude, if it's still there. It looks like the blessing box. Now, we have no idea what's happening through all of this. Why? Because we can't see it. we don't know. We don't know. This dude, for all we know, could have been knocking for them. We have no idea. I mean, like I said, we don't know who the person is. They just, again, anything that happens is automatically a Hales fan. You know? I mean, this dude, for all you know, like I said, he could be assessing. It could be anything. Absolutely anything. So he walks. He stays in the road when he's walking right there. You know? Oh, God, look, giant vulture flying over. He walks down, looking at the awful fence. Interestingly, by the way, if he was trying to peek into the property, why wouldn't he have just walked over right over here and just looked at the end? I mean, the fence freaking ends, man. I realize that there's a bunch of bullshit over there. I realize that it's overgrown, but my God, you just literally walk to the edge of the fence and look over. It's not, and look in. I mean, there's nothing there to stop you. So if that was his purpose, like they tried to claim, then why not? Oh my God, he froze. We got some footage going this way. Oh my God, he's in the road again. On the road again. Just can't wait to walk on that road again. Look at this mess. And then, oh, he left. Holy shit, what a monster. I like the Travis cutout. When you see it from a distance, it looks like he's standing there. It's like, howdy, neighbor. Then the person drives off that away. Oh, look, they're pulling in. It looks like are they pulling in? Did they turn around? We don't know. We don't know what happened. It just ended. So they take their pictures. That, again, they were trying to take that film right there and to use it as undeniable proof that, again, Hales fan is busting in. You know? Now, Hales, he was in the chat and says that he knows it's bankruptcy related. And that would make sense. It could be very much bankruptcy related. You're going to have somebody that's going to come in and they want to look at the property. That would make sense. It would. Or it could be something else that we don't know about. You got to remember that we just had these brand new people that were assigned to this case. You had they were just accepted. So we've just found out about that. So things have been setting. And then all of a sudden, all of that pops up. And again, they're photographing, they're trying to show off their private property signs, right? But they want to, they're like, oh, this is private property. We have all of that. But again, you cannot tell somebody to come up to property and then say, you can't come. Now, it won't work. You could potentially have them trespassed. But again, when they stop there, it'd be very difficult. And especially if they're related to bankruptcy or something, you're going to have any more problems. But what they're talking about, if you look at this freaking ratty ass fence, I mean, they're trying to blame dude for being able to see through it, I guess. Like, look at it. It looks awful. Like, if he was trying to get somebody's attention, do they have a buzzer or something that you can get someone's attention for? Just curious. Do I have a way that somebody... Now, I want to show you some screenshots of some other crazy bullshit, too. But first, look at this. I mean, that night picture really gives you an idea. We've already talked about the giant hole in the ground, in the ground level of the fence. But even beyond that, God, man, this thing is such a mess. For all the money that they raised... Look at this. Here, give me a second. God, that thing looks rough. It's hard to believe. They raised tens of thousands of bucks. They tried to call this at one time a $20,000 fence. Then they tried to walk it back. But I mean, look at that. Even through the, you can see right here. Like, look at how uneven. You see the tin that's peeled away? And it's not just the shadow of the tin falling over. Look how uneven. Like, this thing is pushed back. Like, it doesn't set even. Good God, man. Dude, I could tell you how to fix all of that. They could fix, I could tell you very easily. We used to build barns, we would build sheds, and we'd build cattle fences, which sometimes, depending on it, would be just string and barbed wire and electric fence. But other times we'd actually have to build up fences. Do we have any expertise? Well, I never pretended that I was a contractor, if that's what you mean. But at the same time, I definitely had been doing that for about, 3 years. So I'm pretty good at some of that stuff. But the idea, what they've done here is so ratty. And it looked ratty when they first put it together. It looked awful. I mean, it did. When you're putting up something, obviously they wanted to claim, oh, it's a stop for this. Well, they raised enough money to put together something that would be absolutely beautiful. But they didn't. They didn't. It's awful. What a money grab. And they kept the rest of the money. According to Lynette Preston, the Fats never told them how much money it was, but they kept it. So we have also screenshots from last night, and they go over to Travis's and go to harass him too. So we have a bunch of screenshots of them last night. Give me 1 minute. Let me check something. I think one of the kids is messing with something. Give me 1 second. It'll take me 1 minute. Please chat note anybody, or if they come in, just tell them I'm coming back in less than a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, my headphones back on. So we had these there. Apologies. It wasn't anything. I always check. See, that's the horrible thing. You know what kills me about the antis, by the way? They will whine and moan because big sissy up there watches her little sissy in my house. Doesn't go outside. But they have no problem with somebody running around on that giant X dump of a place. And then they'll sit around and bemoan the fact that a kid can't run around on that unsupervised. Like I said, I have land out behind me. Oh, check this out. Little one's coming real quick. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, come here for a second. I got a question for you.
What?
Did you see that thing that I was trying to show you? Huh? Did you see it? You know that thing? It's what was it called? Oh yeah, it's gonna be 3 more years and still no milk.
Stop! It's not me, boy. It's not funny, boy.
Okay. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's gonna be 4 more years. No more milk.
It's not funny, boy. It's not funny, boy. Everyone's coming.
I told her. She told me today we ran out of milk. She said we desperately need some. You know, they just used it up.
Yeah.
She's like, you must go to get it. I told her, yes, today you must go now. And I was like, I'm not. I'll go tomorrow. And she was like, you can't. So I've been telling her, you know, it's going to be, what was it? Oh, yeah, 4 more years and no more milk. She's trying to cover my mouth.
Stop!
Okay, I'll stop. After this, 7 more years and no more milk. Okay. I promise I'll stop for a few minutes. Oh Lord, it's killing me. Oh Lord. All right, hey, give me a hug. Give me a kiss. Did Sissy finish that up for him? Did you feed your spider?
I wasn't in my room.
Well, you better go check. Go see. Go ask her. But hey, go play for a little bit. Go.
Hey everyone.
Yep. Hey everyone, by the way. Oh, hey, somebody asked, by the way. Hey, Bridget asked, what's your favorite candy? What is your favorite candy? Which one right now? She goes back and forth between a few. You don't know right now?
A lollipop. Because a lollipop
yeah, she
is
likes
a
lollipops
candy.
for sure. She does like lollipops, that's for sure. You know? Oh, man.
I'm
Look.
going to have a sugar.
Right now, I've sent you $5. That's milk money, it said, for you.
Yay!
Yep. I don't know. That's got a $5 finder fee. You know what that would mean? What? That would mean 10 more years and no more milk. Okay. I couldn't help myself. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. Hey, here's Jane. It said $10 for you. It says it's candy money for you. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome there. You know.
You better not do it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, hey, I need to continue my
Don't
show.
do the milk thing.
I won't. I won't right now. I won't.
Don't do the climb like milk thing. Okay?
Okay. I won't do it. You go upstairs then. Okay. Love you. We'll get some tomorrow for real, okay?
You better not say it.
I won't say it. Go. I'm not going to do it again to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Love you. Hey, be careful on the steps. Don't fall. Go have your lazy day. Or you can clean today if you'd like. All right. We'll go. Go lazy day. It's all right. I've been messing with her for that all day. She'll be back in a minute. I'm going to tell her the Sean. I'll tell her. I'm sure she'll be back before it's over. I'm messing with her with that all day though. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay. Hey, close the door. Yeah, close the door, baby. Love you. All right. There we go. Hey, Becky, I'll tell her with that one. See when she gets back. Oh man. She's funny. She likes to pick, you know. She likes to pick at me and I'll pick at her like that. You know, we have fun with it. She was putting one hand over my mouth where I couldn't sing and trying to tickle me, like tickle my arm. It was so funny. She was trying to make sure I couldn't sing, you know. She's messing me up. All right, here we go. I'm bringing this back up. So Mark, by the way, you notice Mark's name here? Yeah. You should give Mark a follow for sure. On Facebook, Mark, I have to say, he is a great source. There are, like, Allison is a great screenshotting source. Mark is also a screenshotting source. They do a great job, and I really do want to give them both props. Also, Mark will put up parts of transcripts that are funny sometimes. They just get me laughing every now and then. But this is what they were saying while all of this was going on. Lynette said, John and I are the only ones that can access our cameras. Lisa puts our evidence in a file because we don't have a computer that works to do it. So she's admitting here that all the footage that she has picked up that supposedly shows everything that Jeremy Hale's doing, like when they said, when the Fat said that they had hundreds of videos of him driving by, that's Lynette Preston and John Cook admitting that it's not Lisa going through all this, which would be bad enough. It's them under a protective order clipping that and giving it to a third party for God knows what. And when anything happens, they always blame it on Hales too. You notice they tried to work around mentioning Hales by calling him our stalker. By the way, that is not permissible either. If people know who you're talking about and you're utilizing that, especially in a way where it causes harm, it's reputational harm or more, that's not allowed. So to think that you can dodge accountability by not saying Hill's name or saying George's name, they usually mean it for Hales, although they like to take shots at George too. Well, that doesn't work. Again, they should look up. What? Yeah, who cares? When they get busted, I mean, fuck them. I'll laugh at them. Honestly, I will. And like I said, I'm talking about the legality through this. In no way am I encouraging people to go to anyone's home. Again, but we have this may well be nobody going over. They didn't have an idea. And Hales is like, hey, that person's part of bankruptcy. I know that. I look at that though, but in the worst light, even if it was somebody that went over, first of all, how do they know that they didn't come from the Fats channel? And also, Hales these people have been telling Hales that that they tell the world, not just Hales, but they tell the world that he's a monster, that he does all these terrible things. And they bring up kid. When they bring up a kid, that is the perfect way to get someone out there that is crazy to try to hurt somebody. So they talk about, fear, man. You don't think you've been creating an atmosphere of fear? It's just nuts. What they're trying to do is they're trying to build something where they can also claim not only victims, but again, they want to work their way up to potential litigation. Now, they fucked up. They wanted to come after everybody, but unfortunately, their lawyer fucked up by giving us pictures of the kid. They fucked up by contacting me, which is contacting Megan Fox as well. Stuff like that. But anyway, let's continue. Not a selfie. He's faking a selfie. He's filming over his head with the front camera. There's nothing in front of him to film. What? He's filming over his head with the front camera. There's nothing in front of him to film. He's filming over his head so he can see what's going on in our yard. Again, that is the narrative straight from Lynette. Like I said, we have the video itself with the dude filming. Unless there's something else, I cannot see him doing that at all. Like I said, his camera never angles. If you look, I mean, it's very clear that his camera does not angle over. Even when he's carrying it over here, you can see him. Let's put it on a slower speed just to again, just show any movement. You focus on his camera. Actually, I'll zoom in on it. I'll clip this and zoom in on his camera itself. But look, it never goes. Look at him. He pulls it up. He's looking straight up. His eyes meeting. Because look, he couldn't film over it. Unless they're admitting that ratty ass hole, they're trying to say he's seeing through that. But even with that, I can't see it. Again, her own picture that she tried to utilize as proof of that too. It doesn't show what she wants it to show. We can really zoom in on that one, and we can see, like I said, his hand, and his hand has the thing turned. So again, looking at it, you can see that the angling, this is probably the flattest picture I could find. And you can see the bottom, the sunlight, the way it hits, it only hits part of the camera. But you can tell it's on an angle, the way he's looking. You know, if it were just straight up and down too, if he were trying to film this way, he wouldn't be doing this the best way possible. If he was trying to film over the fence, what he would probably do, like if it were me, what I would do is I would turn the camera sideways. I realize it'd be out of landscape, it'd be in portrait mode, but it would extend it even more. And if he really wanted to do that too, if this was just some rando that was trying to do that, why wouldn't he have brought a selfie stick or something? You could go over to Walmart or something and pick one up for like $10. That would extend it as long as his damn arm. I mean, he'd be able to hold the damn thing all the way up, and he'd be able to see over it. So if really that was the point, why wouldn't he have done something like that? It just, that doesn't fit with what we're seeing here at all. Oh, these people. Let me go back to the statements there. I swear, man. These people, you remember too, like with Tina, props Tina, by the way. But when Tina was talking about this stuff, remember, one of the things that Lynette Preston noted to her was that Bruce, this was when the falling out was going on though, but that Bruce was asking her repeatedly to send things to the Fats. Why? Because their show is dying and they needed anything at all to see sent over, because otherwise they don't have a show. Again, they've been claiming forever too that there's all these people that have been stopping and harassing, but they never show anything with it. But this person, they stop, and when they stop, within again, just boom, it's out there ready for a show, right? It's ready for a show. See, I had to mute for a second. The little one was like, close the door. I heard her sneaking out. I'm never letting Harley play outside again without me. This tells you right here, she lets that child play out in that mess without her. Again, I understand if you have a cordoned off area. I don't let my 6-year-old out in my part. We don't have, I mean, we have some snakes that might pop up. Items that are dangerous like that. Out there where they live, there are plenty of terrible things that could go wrong in that area. Plus, they have animals, or they did anyway. I don't know how their animal situation is now, but they had animals that would roam free. And one of the things that, things like chickens, they attract predators. Not to mention, she would tell the child not to run around because, she's going to get a nail or glass or whatever. But she's letting her run wild at 6. Now, for me, I'm an overprotective parent. Okay, I admittedly am overprotective. And it goes to, again, the type of work I did. I worked and I would hear about monsters. So I never, it's eye-opening. It's a pretty horrible thing to do. But even without that, I think most of us would agree that 6 years old, probably not the age that you let someone run around unaccompanied, especially with that. I mean, it reminds me when they did that interview with Volmit. The thing that really stuck out to me in that interview was Volmit. They told, she told John that he needed to get up because they needed to figure out where Harley was at. And you mean you don't know? I can tell you with certainty right now, the little one, I can hear her, when she's running around. So I can tell you, like, she's in, right now we have a schoolroom. She's in it right now. She's playing school, and then she'll run off. She'll play with her tablet. I got a new book to read that makes sounds. So we'll play with that too, but I can tell you even sitting here, every now and then, like I said, she'll sneak. If she wants to be real sneaky, she knows I can hear her moving around. So she'll sneak to the door and sneak down the steps. And she can get me every now and then, but there is no way that they go unmonitored for any length of time, and definitely not outside. Inside of the home, they know what they're not supposed to get into. Anything that's really dangerous. You have kitchen utensils, of course, but outside of that, like anything that pews or anything like that is right in this area with me. They don't come here. It's not their area. They've also been trained from a young age to understand that those things are not insecure. I said unsecure. Yeah, those things don't feel good about themselves. No, those things are not unsecured anyway. But even if they were, if something came up, the kids know better. They know absolutely not to be, messing around and, goofing off with something that's that dangerous. So I can't imagine. The whole point in that is to say this, it sounds bad, not without me being stuck to her hip. And I don't even want to come out of the camper anymore. I'm so sick of it. Again, these people were celebrating the other day. They thought it was funny that that their fat stack donor has talked about sticking somebody outside my home. He's talking about my kids and my mom, the pattern that they have or don't have. He was talking about, again, that's some stalkery shit. And they all thought that was fucking loads of fun. That's why I say it's really weird. They think it's fun to chart every single step that HALES makes in his life. They went down to, again, take photographs to see whether or not he's got a protective order against these wackos. And John Cook went down onto the property to go and to film people that he cares about. Even if he's not there, other people there. And he went on the property. Again, they're okay with that stuff. It's just so jacked up. He's trying to look through any part of the fence. Have you seen that fence? Look through it? I hate to tell you, but Lord, you can see through it like sitting in another county. Oh my God. I've done close-ups of that bit. Like when the fence swung over and actually hit their vehicle. You remember that? We were looking at the fence itself, and it had I'm talking about giant holes in it. So it's not like there's a lot of difficulty in seeing through the fence. I mean, the fence it's ratty. I mean, look, for example here, just to say, if he really wanted to see through the fence, this is them pulling up, okay? Now, this is that time with Travis. It came from that video. Now, look, they're still in the car here, all right? While they're in the car, look at this. You ain't got to try to see through that. This is closed, man. This isn't open. This is closed. Just to make that clear, okay? This is closed. There, look at this. Do you think you need to strain your eyes to see through that? You think it's difficult to look through? You see the holes through the fence. There are all kinds of areas like this. And again, there's no fence on the sides. Oh my God. If his point was to again, he could just walked over and started looking around the fence. He went up. It's interesting because he went up to the place that would be, I mean, essentially their front door, let's just say, at their property. The entryway. We don't have sound on it, so we don't get to hear if there's we didn't get that. All I got was the, yeah, look at what he's doing. He's a monster. He's a monster. He's sent by German HALE. That's all I got there. So I trimmed that out of there because I was like, oh, Jesus, God. You know. By the way, Jeremy, I noticed the Fats have been taking footage from you, trying to cover your face with a picture and then change your voice there, but still it's identifiable because of all the stuff that's behind it and everything. They're still utilizing film footage from your live streams. They're just they're trying to camouflage it, and they've struck other people for doing that, for that very thing that they're doing. Like, you remember when they went after Miyagi, striking that? So I just thought that was interesting too. I saw that was when I was grabbing this footage for today to talk about everything. I noticed that coming up too. Now, again, I do believe in fair use, by the way. I absolutely do. That would fall under fair use. But unfortunately, when people don't appreciate fair use, when they like to strike other people for it, I don't give a damn about them. So, oh yeah, look, that big ass bird almost got his head. Oh. The gate is recessed for a purpose. It is on our property, not in the easement. You cannot put out a box, Lynette. Tell people to come on your property to leave a blessing, to pick up. I don't remember what the fuck the blessing box says, but you can't invite people onto your property and then turn around and suddenly say, psych, by the way. And the reason I mention this is because down here, you'll see other people encouraging. Look at this. You have a good friend strapped to your side, Michelle. That's what it's for. Don't be afraid to use it. These people, the antis, are giving her advice to utilize pew-pew on somebody. They're telling them to end somebody else. And that is the worst advice that they could throw out there. Because, again, there is no claim at all that you're just in, that again, you're protecting yourself or whatever. That person coming to your gate, they could be there for anything. You absolutely cannot do what they are saying. Lynette Preston, I hope to God you can hear what I'm saying. This is the word. This is right here the way that you end two lives, because you will end up hurting and potentially ending that person's life, but you will end yours too. And if they're strapped as well and you start doing it, then it becomes even a bigger mess. That person, by the way, they could have been filming that whole time. I'll say, with how crazy these people are, if I had to go over and do some sort of business, if I had to go over there and assess or anything, I would record every damn second of it, because I would not trust these people not to try to do something horrible to me, you know? Absolutely. But I mean, they are encouraging, and there's an entire chat filled with this kind of stupid. Again, that's the kind of stuff that they're encouraging. Guys, I've been home with my child. What if he would have came onto the property? What if you can't? First of all, what if is not a defense. He didn't come past the fence. So right there, again, he could have come on the property. He could have let himself in. And with that, if somebody comes onto your property, you actually, you can warn them, call the police. And if you necessary, you can defend yourself if something came up. But you better damn well make sure that you do it right. That person didn't, though. They stopped at the gate. I mean, I really wish we could have seen the edge of the fence or whatever right there. I wish we would have gotten film with that too, just to see what was there. You know, I was alone with my child. I wasn't feeling well. I was alone. This is exactly why my friend is on my side and will stay there. So right there, again, she is talking about, something. Again, there is no coming back from it. But you know how fast they go to that. Again, Jeremy Hales is supposed to live in fear. And they say, well, Jeremy Hales isn't afraid. Oh, look at what he got. Again, the worst thing that you can do is what they did. They make accusations that weaponize a child. Because when they weaponize that child the way that they have, and they've tried to go in and they've tried to not just galvanize people to give, but they've tried to motivate them to do harm. And they do it a lot, quite a bit. William, thanks for the 5. That area is considered curtilage, which is 100% legal for cops and the general public to come up on. Yes, you can actually, well, with the fence too, the way that if you have curtilage of your home, there are plenty of laws that protect the private curtilage of your home, not to be mistaken for curtilage outside like that. A lot of people want to mistake it. Again, you've got to ask yourself a question like this. If I were trying to get the attention of somebody, how would I do that at this property? How would I do that? If say, for anything, I'm allowed to go in the U.S., I can go to pretty much anyone's door as long as, again, there's not a protective order against me or something like that. Again, not encouraging this, just saying I can go up to a home. I can knock on a door. And with that, I can be told to F off or whatever, but I do have the right to go to your door. I do have the right. Again, these people, they could be there for anything. We don't know. We have no idea. But they are allowed to go up. And like I said, it could be anything. It could be court related, bankruptcy. Yeah, there's other court items that are in too. This person could have been taking footage to prove that they actually tried to drop off paperwork or something right there. Or that they were trying to, when they come to a home and they try to serve you, for example, because somebody's trying to serve you paperwork. What do you think they do? How do you think they prove that they came up? Some of them will take pictures. They'll try to figure out something. Again, if it's something else, if they're trying to assess, it could be anything, like I said. And again, Hales was talking about it looping into the bankruptcy. So, but they're like, we reported it today, here. We reported it today. So I'm telling you, there will be a FOIA request, Lynette, for 100%. It's funny. They act like FOIA is some kind of monstrous thing. But remember, this wasn't the person, it wasn't the person who drove up that released film footage of this either. It's the other way around. It's Lynette Preston giving it to her PR team after posting so they could blast it everywhere. So the FOIA, what exactly was stated. And again, just to see what happened with it too. Because I am curious who it is. I'm curious for a definitive answer, which, interestingly, if they're tied to the courts or anything else, we may not ever get an answer. It may be, in fact, they may know what really is a kicker there too. It may be somebody that's tied to one of them for all we know. That's what I thought at first, when I saw that. If we look at that and it's somebody tied to them, we would never find out, right? It was one of the people there that just wanted to even create a narrative. It could be just I thought, man, it could be some random jackass that wants to just insert themselves. A lot of times with stuff like this, especially encouraging it and making something happen, you'll have not an A or a B party, but a C party come in. There was an incident. I'm not going to name the people that were involved here, but there was an incident where a there was a person that kept talking about another, I'm going to say, content creator. Now, during all of this, a person decided that they would go to the graveyard where a great whatever relative of this person was buried, and they took photos there and everything else. And at first, that person was a C party. They weren't an A party. They weren't connected to or a B party. They were just somebody that inserted themselves into everything. And it created quite a bit of chaos. It absolutely did. And of course, everybody thinks that it's going to be tied to an A party or whatever. Now, this isn't even something like that, but it just gives you a demonstration of you don't know who parties are or what they're tied to. And there are, people do things. And again, I would say, I think the Publishers Clearinghouse is actually closed. So the joke about Publishers Clearinghouse is funny, but I think they're actually closed down, aren't they? Yeah, Jeremy did say, by the way, Madam noted. Give me a second here. I'm just talking about with hypothetical, like he noted, he did confirm that that was somebody, an inspector from the bankruptcy. That's what he put in there. But regardless, let's just talk about hypotheticals. With the hypothetical situation on that, somebody mentioned auditors, by the way. Somebody was talking about First Amendment auditors, and them coming out. And one of the things, and like I said, you see this with Tom Collins when he go and look up his videos where he's stalking around fucking everything on TubeTown. Like, watch his footage there. What he'll do is he'll walk up and down the streets. John Cook likes to do the same thing. He likes to stalk up and down the streets. They like to film people on that or film the property. That right there, that's 100% legal. You can film from the streets. Again, the question, though, their problem, regardless, even if, again, this was just some random thing, they've got to remove the blessing box. You cannot have that and still put up. You cannot entrap or entice, or you can't entice somebody to come in and then do something terrible. Her saying, in fact, her welcoming people and then saying the post that she put up about pew-pewing them. If this is a person from the bankruptcy thing, in fact, I think they should know that this person was talking about pew-pewing them. If they're tied to all of that, I think they should absolutely know. I'm not telling you by any stretch of the imagination to let them know. I'm saying in filing or something, they should know that they have been threatened, because that's crazy business too. She also puts this up with Travis, which we're going to see in a minute. She's going to go to Travis's live stream, the one today, and go and post it, which is crazy business. Again, these are the same people saying that they're terrified by Travis, but they're going to try to speak to him through a live stream. Again, they could have done it in any way. They could have walked over, said something from the street while open, but they had to do it during a live, didn't they? Crazy how that works, right? But they're like, we're not freaks in a circus. We're not animals in a zoo. We're not on display for anyone's entertainment. I'm done with it. You all loved the spotlight when you were setting fire to someone's life. In fact, you still love it. You still utilize it. You still utilize these pieces of shit that you have tried to get to ruin this guy's life. The thing they don't like with Jeremy Hales is that Jeremy Hales has been very vocal lately about, like, with the ecosystem. If he cannot take them, if the court says everything is legal, then, and that goes both ways, and they don't like that. They don't like that at all. And I think that's kind of beautiful in its way, because he's like, these people aren't going to mess up my life anymore. If I can't, if the justice, if they're saying that everything they've done is good to go, well, fine. They can be content too. They want to build channels and fuck around with his business and stuff. They can be content too. That's the thing. They like to talk about being utilized for clicks. Oh, that ain't happened yet. That hasn't. There's been reporting on stuff. I hadn't had to go out and create storylines like these people have, but he could. He would absolutely be able to, because it seems to be what the courts want to say. Okay. Okay. Goes both ways. Then DJ Radis recently threatened me. He's coming back and can't wait to see me soon. Oh my gosh. DJ Radis lives in Australia, right? And you know what this tells me? These people, first of all, they kept making contact, or people that were around her would make contact with DJ Radis, talk shit about him. You have people like John Cook or whomever, they'll talk shit about him, call him, I'm going to say a wussy, but with a P, right? They will call him pretty nasty things. And if he makes a comment back, oh my God, victim. So to try to get, it blows my mind. Like, these people, they want comments from folks like until he responds and he says something simply like, I see you soon then. And they're like, oh my God, no. By the way, their whole thing with Radis was that he came to the town hall, and he had seen them go to a store or something, a sushi bar. I can't remember exactly what it was. I mean, again, they've been okay with people follow. That's the thing that kills me. When you have a reflection of 1/1,000th of something they've done to another person, it's too much. It's awful. It's crazy. It's just like the fats right now. The fats are out there. When Jeremy talked about interviewing their neighbor, that's somehow illegal. When he talked about building a fence there, that's terrible. How dare he try to interfere? That's awful. And when they talked about filming their neighbor and stuff while driving down the road, they said, oh, that's my road. I live there. That can't be illegal. All these things, again, that they've aimed at him. It's just wild, right? And then, my miracle child is my best friend, and she adores her mommy as I do her. And she's never being taken from me because I'm a good mother, despite the lies everyone is hearing. Lynette, you can't be your child's best friend. You have to be a parent. I tell my children that they are my friends because, yes, but I am also their parent. And a child at 6, if a child does not see you in the same terms as like they would see, they don't understand anything else. Again, paraphrasing that old statement about mother is the name of God on the lips of small children. Yeah, they see you as the world, of course. And as far as parenting, I'm not commenting pro or con on parenting. What I've commented on through all of this is you have made red flag statements. You've talked about John Cook being some kind of a monster and other things. I've rooted for you to try to get the child's life back together. Because you yourself say that it's a miserable fucking place with all that guy there. So for you to say that people, when we listen to your own statements and we mention that, it's too much. It's crazy. But yeah, to say also something that bothers me too, they want to treat other people like they're freaks in a circus. They wanted them contained. They move across the street. They beg for something. They beg for fucking handouts. When they don't get it, They flip out, want to stalk, and act like lunatics. So you tell me, you know, and Hales has talked about having to not, you notice they always try to repeat the same things that Hales says too. Like Hales has talked about how he can't go out anymore and do the same things that he used to do. They can't go out like he and George. They can't go out and they can't do the fundraisers like they did. They can't interact with fans, the communities like they did. They've had to step it back. They've had to put the brakes on for that. And yet, so, I mean, when you look at that, now, then they decide she's going to go over to Travis's live stream. So let me see. Give me a second. I gotta find the screenshot. I rolled down too far. I moved it where I was looking. So this is during his live. Okay, you can see them on his live stream. So see his live. Like this is happening in the now. Okay, so he's sitting there. He's just doing his thing. He's not bothering anybody. Now, what happens as you roll down through here? You'll notice Lynette Preston. Lynette freaking Preston. And this is the same account, by the way, that has been commenting. It's the same one that was over there commenting about this whole thing. 4419. Exact same one. Well, give me a second. I want to look something up. Just give me a minute. Actually, I want to pull something. Curious about something. Let's see. Let me see if I spelled all that. Yep. So that, by the way, is Lynette Preston, in case you're wondering. How do I know that's Lynette Preston? Well, let me just show you, just to prove this to you too. So that is tied, any of the ats, you can just look up an at. You just type it in and look it up if you're ever curious, right? So in looking up that at, what you'll run across here is, Lynette Preston. This has been around for years. This is also yet another one that is utilizing to God knows what. These people, they say that they only have, what's amazing is they talk about how they only have like 1 or 2 channels or this or that. And yet she was complaining the other day about how HG was getting content from HALES on her channel, and that was damaging to her. And I thought, that's because you've been watching HALE's content with it. You've been spying on him. And because the algorithm, it won't just random. I've never had that kind of content randomly showcased to me unless I'm looking up that kind of content. But after you do, it showcases more. But you can see here with the channel, and you had Lynette Preston post on this months ago. What's funny is, Lynette, did you forget which one you were on? Because she has multiple accounts that she posts on. And sometimes I wonder if she forgot that she was on her sock account. But if you look that one up that's commenting, it's this one. It has pictures from her posting, So, yeah. But also the Thats and everyone else, they also treat it as it's Lynette Preston too. So anyway, that account goes over to Travis to try to start some smack. And this right here, I want you to remember some of the things that have happened. Hey, Rob, by the way, see you in there too. You see her talking. Now remember, first of all, she not too long ago called the police and lied about Travis. She said that he had a firearm, that he and a minor were pew-pewing it away. And on top of that, these awful pieces of trash tried to take his reputation and ruin it. They tried to basically put it through the wood chipper. They talked about him being around kids. I mean, the stuff that they were implying is pretty nasty stuff. It seems like the go-to for them. But they were also, as part of that, pretending that they were terrified of Travis. You know, again, they had to call the police because he's a monster. He's out here. Oh, he's discharging the firearm. My babies. Oh, my God. So instead of, instead of outright avoiding, you would think you would block the person and have nothing to do with them. But no, she decided to look him up, not after this has just happened or anything, to look him up while he's randomly live streaming and insert her ass right up in this. This is drama. This is trying to make drama. This is trying to get people to notice you. And I have to say, like I've said a million times, these people will escalate if they don't get their drama. They do. You've seen it. If you don't get it up, there will be a police call. There will be something. So you might as well talk about the stupid that's going on today. But she puts in there, I would like to respectfully ask that you ask your visitors to please not trespass on our property or film through or over our fence. We are not animals in a zoo. It's with the sheriff now. Thanks. So again, the sheriff can't do dick about this. Excuse my language, Lynette, but they can't. There is nothing in this that you can say with that. On top of it, again, somebody came out. You have a blessing box. You can't do anything about it. You wanted people to come there. They come there, and then you're like, oh, it's tied to Travis. Now, they've insinuated that, again, because the person comes over, they have to be tied to him. They're telling the world that. Again, they're creating a narrative. But again, what this narrative tells me is that everything that they said before about Travis, it was fake. Because again, if they're terrified of the guy, if they think he's such a damn monster, then why would they be doing this? That doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, this is right after talking about, too, how strapped they are, all of that other, the bravado and the bluster. I mean, this is just absolute insanity. These people, though. I mean, again, because somebody pulled up outside. Now, I'm not saying you can't cover that or anything. You know what's really funny to me about this, though? Michelle Preston, she gives it to her PR team to cover, to make money on. And that's absolutely what they did, too, Lynette. They made money on it. But that wasn't enough. Again, she had to go find Travis when he's alive. Now, Travis offered to talk to them about it. He actually did. He offered to, quote unquote, interview them. He would interview them right from the middle of the street, which is actually, I think it was fun. Travis suffers from a quality that these people don't suffer from. He tries to be a nice guy, even when people treat him terribly. He tries to be a nice guy. And it's kind of sad to see sometimes, because these people, when they called the police on Travis, and I'm sure, what they're doing with this is they're setting up a framework. What they're trying to do with this, Travis, I hope you hear this too, is they're trying not only to work Jeremy into this narrative, but they're trying to work you into it. And they're trying to bait you into saying something where they can claim that all of you are actually harassing them. Again, you have no idea who this person was. They didn't. They had no idea who it was, but they decided to take that and to talk about. I I had a random person come to my door, just one day period, and they I'm gonna say they look kind of, you know, shady. What were they doing? They were trying to sell something. I can't remember, but you know, I wasn't like, I didn't take their appearance on my cameras and try to market it as, oh my god, these monsters, they've shown up. Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, by the way, somebody super chatted. Come here. I'm gonna read this to you, okay? Because they super chatted something for you, right? Well, you had let's see, Becky, first of all, super chatted milk money for you, $10. Can you say thank you to Becky?
Becky, don't do it.
K-Mat Red Queen super chatted $5 for milk money. Can you say thank you there too? Wait. Come here. And S-Shine sent $5 for milk money in 4 years. That's right. 4 more years and you still don't have that milk money.
I got you this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know that old saying though, right? 7 more years and no milk money.
Stop, boy.
Huh? I was just wondering if you'd ever heard that. You got the giggles too.
It's a little funny, but not too funny.
No, it's just a little funny.
Good.
It's a little funny. You know, you know what'd be funnier?
If you didn't have the audio way, they would be.
You know what'd actually be really funny?
What?
If we did wait 4 more years and no milk money.
Only if you did.
Yeah.
4
Oh,
more
look.
years, some
Yeedy McGeederson sent you $2 there. It said chocolate and milk fund and Easter candy too. Wow. Yeah, exactly. That sounds like your cup of tea, right?
A cup of tea.
Your cup of milk, I suppose. Although you'll have to wait at least 4 more years for this.
You better not.
I better not what? Sing about no more milk.
You better just say no more milk and cross out the audio.
No, really. So I got to cross you out of there. Just say no more. Well, if I say no more milk, period, that means you too, right? Yeah, see? So that would still be no more milk for you, lady.
You can say no more milk. It still doesn't. Only no more milk. It'll make it even funnier. It'll make it funnier.
Oh, it'll make it funnier. Okay. Well, here, you sing it how it should be.
No more milk for 4 years.
That's cuter when you sing it anyway. All right, hey, I need you to go upstairs, though. I'm talking about something you can't be part of, okay? So
I like how they're yellow.
I know they're saying hi to you.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. Hey, that's Andre. Can you say thanks to Andre? He
Andre.
Said Easter candy or chocolate. Oh, man, that sounds good too. Oh man, look! Oh, look at this. Edie McEaterson sent too. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Said this is for future candy fund in 10 years. Oh man, so does that mean no more candy until 2 years, 10 years? What? You don't like that idea? Maybe 12 years. You tried to cover my mouth up. What are you doing? You look crazy. Yeah, you're funny. All right.
Look, someone said yellow. What do you?
Yeah.
Your heart milk.
Yeah. All right. Well, give me a hug for real. You gotta go upstairs. Okay. Love you. Give me a kiss and cheek. You're a good girl. We get milk tomorrow, though. You know we're playing. You know we're playing. Heck, actually, you know what? We might go to the dollar store and get some milk after this. I think they might be on. Hey, look, Inspire sent $5. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
They sent you candy from Australia. Ooh, that's almost the world away. Hey, something to bark about. They sent you 5 gifted memberships. That's the same as sending you $25. I know, that's crazy. And look at all these happy people. Look, they all got memberships there. Look at all those people. They got it too. So that was nice. They shared it. You know?
So
Yeah.
How much do you have left of your live stream?
Well, I've got a bit. still. But afterwards, if you go and you're gonna have to change shirts. You got something all over the front of it. Look at that. It's all over your arm too. What is that? What's on your arm? Have you been stamping or something? That's okay. You can play, but you got funk all over your shirt. Look at that funky. Yuck. You have to change. Okay.
Okay, a short just not my.
Yeah. Well, look at them. Let's see. Turn around. Let me see your shirts. Shorts look funky too. Turn around. I can't see the sides and stuff. Turn around all the way. Turn. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning. There you go. Yeah, you can wear the same shorts, but go brush your hair, change, and go. And hey, do me a favor. Get your tablet and stuff. Play for a little bit, and then after I'm done, I mean, it may be a couple of hours, but they'll be open for a little bit. We'll go over there right after it. Okay.
Go to mom's room. I'm going.
All right. You can go watch. You can go watch it. It's a lazy day. Go have fun. Love you. Close the door. Oh man, hey, leg warmer lady, I'll I'll let her know when she comes. Of course she's gonna come back, you know. But yeah, see, like that. Okay, these people, they complain about interactions. Like, look, that's a fun, positive interaction. Kids playing, I'm playing, I'm goofing off with her. She obviously knows we're playing. We're goofing off, we're laughing, you know. And we're playing a game, essentially. And then take that time to tell her that she's a good kid. Take that time to reinforce stuff. And since she's being good, hey, we'll move up the timetable and we'll go over here and do this in a couple hours. So, you know, it takes something that she wanted. She's been good. And you know, it's all positives. There's nothing negative in that. And when you look at stuff too, you know, and with her, Lynette, you've got to understand, as a parent, it is your responsibility not to just keep your child from danger, but you also, when you're raising a child, you have to make them feel safe, make them feel loved. And what you're talking about, telling a child that all of this stuff is going on, again, I've had plenty of threats, crazy threats they can't even imagine having. Not to take your child, but, you know, doing harm, kind of crazy. There is no way, there is no world where I would tell my kid that any of that stuff is going on. I could tell my kid, hey, be safe. You know, again, you drill safety into their heads. And when I go out, you know, yeah, you know, they talk about paranoia. Holy shit, man. You know, I mean, we've had people, dangerous people, come to these areas. So when I go out, you know, I am on my guard. I am strapped, but I don't tell my kid, like, oh, you know, when I'm watching and being observant, I'm not telling my kid, oh, you know, they know stranger danger. They know if something happens, they know exactly how to handle that, not to wander off with people, you know, things like that. That's the way you handle it. You don't handle it like there's some menace, like they've talked about, again, the way that they handle Travis, for example, whom they're now asking for something from. He doesn't even have something to do with this as far as anyone knows, but they're asking for him to do something. Again, I don't think this is anything that they do. I don't see as a good faith either. I don't see any good faith whatsoever, because they have treated Travis like garbage. Why would Travis ever do anything for them, period? Again, you know, they can report the incident, which will be real interesting to see how it was framed to law enforcement. Because when they're making reports, you know, they love to throw in Jeremy Hales. But it will be interesting to see if they throw in Jeremy Hales, if they throw in Travis. What's up? I wish, really, if they were going to put out footage, though, I wish they would set up some better cameras. Holy crap, those cameras look awful. I mean, you're talking about somebody right up on it. You know, typically, when somebody's right up on your cameras, You can actually see more detail. It doesn't look that awful. But they go over to Travis's chat and they tell Travis, they tell him again, oh, this stuff, do this. And it's with the sheriff now. Now, again, Travis has tried his best to stay out of stupid. I saw somebody post about today. They were talking about Travis essentially, if he was trying to stay out of things, he would just go over there and do maintenance on TV. Now that's it. So he's supposed to not do anything on that property. He's not supposed to film over there. And these people, they insert themselves into your life. Damn well talk about it. I don't think they have the right to force you to change what you do in your life. But again, for them to have said all the things they have about Travis and then to go and to interact with him tells you that's all bullshit. I mean, they've called him, John Cook sits around calling him a maggot. I'm starting to say that, maggot, although I've asked before, are you sure that he said it? Not with an M, but with an F. But he sits around insulting him. Again, they falsely called the police. Lynette Preston said to the police that she had footage of him firing a pew-pew, which could have gotten the man hurt seriously. They essentially swatted the man. And they pretend to be afraid of him all the time. That's what the fats tell everybody, but they're not afraid enough. What this tells you too is they're watching his live streams. How do you know? Because they know he's live. How would they know he's live otherwise? I mean, there's no offense in this, but Travis said, he does good for his size of his channel. Okay. But he's not a giant channel. So to get something recommended from that channel, to know that he's live, you're either checking in the moment so you can go start some shit, or they're following him, which I bet you money they do. Because when they called the police before, they knew he was live. They came up with this whole concoction about, oh, the neighbor really said this. Man, what a bunch of bullshit. They just wanted to harass Travis. They know what he's doing. They watch his show. It proves too, when they're watching his show, when they called the police on him, they were probably watching his show and they figured they could watch their effort to swat him happen live. That's what that says to me. Don't like my comments about that too? Well, unfortunately, you do all of this publicly, I get to have an opinion. And I absolutely think that they watch his channel. They know when the man is live. They stalk him. They stalk HALEs. They don't want to stop. I mean, this is the best living they probably ever had. They've gotten all kind of money from it. Because even if they didn't come off the 100K, which they got fucked out of, even if they didn't get that, they got all that money, which is now starting to dry up, by the way, for the flea market. They got all that money for all this other stuff. And again, they've had that little whisper in their ear. You can sue Jeremy. You can sue him and get millions. So, I just don't like, no. Love this group. Yeah. I do too. I appreciate all of you. What I really like too is that we can get together and we can talk about stuff. Like right now, we're just sitting here talking about what all of this is and what it means. And when I'm talking about, again, I want to be very clear. I am not encouraging people to interact with anyone. I've tried to be very, very clear. Unlike the fats who tell people to, do crazy shit, cause people problems and more, I try not to get involved in all of that. But they don't. They absolutely encourage people to go after channels, to stir up drama, all of that stuff. When they finally find something there, Now, it's funny, too, that all of this is happening when, with all their drama. You notice this happened within the last, we're talking about week since Hales. What did Hales talk about? He talked about getting a restraining order against all of these parties, all of them, And suddenly they're all victims, It's funny how that happens. Oh, it's so crazy, man. All this stuff, like this right here, though, this stuff has been wild to watch play out so far, because essentially what they've been doing is it's a content pipeline for them. They'll have something that'll come up. They leaked that straight over, right off the bat, to the ThATs. And from there, funny too, like last night when they were talking about all this stuff, they were also talking about how they were bringing up people like Just Jay. And they were talking about how they try to link it in to, again, they got to create a victim narrative. And they were talking about Just Jay and Clark Stark and how, Ray Bone Crusher, and how all of it's terrible that we would say anything about Ray because he's an elderly man. So you can't talk. What I've learned from this is you can't talk about Michelle because she's elderly and indigent. Okay. John Cook, the same way, even though they do terrible shit. Ray, same thing, same buzzwords. Then you have Topher, who's he's 19, but they were talking about it first. He has the brain power of a 5-year-old, which wasn't apparently what the parent said. But okay, it's just always an excuse for every one of these people. Can't talk about them, dude. But they were definitely going after Jay last night too. During all of this, it kept, the subjects will blend together. And I'll wonder, I'll be like, what the heck? Now, meanwhile, you have a certain person. I'm not going to put their picture up, but there's a certain repeat person that you've had that has been on that property over and over. And they are a repeat offender with the police. In fact, looking at Levy County Sheriff's Office, I noticed that person that we have seen on that same property, when you're talking about a stranger, the fucking stranger's not the problem. It's people that are arrested again and again for the D-rugs, for having it, or having equipment with it, or for vehicular grand theft, or for maintaining stolen property. I mean, these same people are frequenting these places. I would think that would be the problem. It wouldn't be some rando that pops up and is right there on the street. It'd be the people that you invite on the property for no freaking reason. I mean, why would you invite them on? That's absolutely, I mean, again, I noticed though their mugshot pop up yet again. These frequent flyers that they have on that property, that they say they don't, by the way. These people are never over there according to them. They never have any problems, They throw out this narrative where everything's good to go. Everything's gravy. And again, I'm not going to pull up because I haven't but their record's wild, I mean, it's wild. Over the last few months, it's been D-rug possession, controlled substance without prescriptions, battery on an officer or a firefighter, evidence destroying, possession of paraphernalia, damage to property, criminal mischief, driving under the influence, and also non-driving traffic offenses, driving without a license. So, I mean, you have people that are on the property that are like this, and everybody, you remember, everyone they brought on that they suddenly don't like Jamie, for example. When they don't like Jamie, what did they do? They talked about Jamie as a drug user. These are people they invited onto the property, but they talk about this random dude who they have pictures of him being the danger. Again, I would think the things that you've brought on the property. Give me 1 minute. Again, 1 minute. I've got to grab something. I got to grab so I figured out, as you noticed, I've had a heck of an upswing, but I'm taking supplements and stuff. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Okay. Give me 1 minute. I'm back. Sorry about that. So, what I've been doing health-wise, which is good, if you noticed, again, I've been able to cover this for the last year, but man, it was rough, over the last month. I basically, again, after I saw a certain test that told me these people, they weren't diagnosing me correctly. That means the med and the diet, they had been messing me up. So I came up with my own method. Again, I'm not encouraging that in any way, shape, or form, but they weren't doing me any solids. And I knew it in my heart. So thankfully, so what I've done is I found exercises that a neurologist would tell you to do, because after not taking that kind of medication, it would jack me up. Then I found different supplements, things like just, everything from multivitamins to items that I needed to add, with magnesium and other supplements. But I take them I take some when I wake up and I take others around 5 o'clock. So I almost forgot to take one. That's why I had to go grab. But it has done a heck of a thing, and it's been working, and a lot of water, lots and lots of water. But you can tell what an upswing. I'm mad. I feel like I had a year stolen from me. So, but man, I'm on the upswing. I like it. But anyway, talking about this, I'm looking, like I said, I'm reading right off when I said all of that stuff. I'm reading off of somebody's record, and this person, by the way, the court adjudicated them guilty on possession of battery on an officer or a firefighter with possession of paraphernalia. Essentially, they had the D-rugs, and it sounds like, they had a little tiff with officers. I mean, it's amazing. This is the person. Remember the battery on an individual that was 65 or older? Remember that little thing that popped up? You remember that? Remember that little item where these people said, no, that person's never around our property. These kind of things don't happen. Do you remember that, though, where a person was arrested because of that? Well, that same person has been arrested again. Again, these are frequent flyers on that property. Tina, again, had some interesting conversations about that stuff with Lynette Preston, too. But it does bother me every time that these subjects come up. They talk about how actually the problem isn't isn't them. It isn't any of that, folks. It's somehow, you know, it's somehow whoever the newest target or problem is. And the facts want you to forget, like I said, that they were considered the problem for the longest time too. Lynette Preston, they didn't have a little minor fallout. Lynette Preston went out and said that she had been scammed out of her money. She tried to put them in jail. They want you to forget about it as they bring up every other thing. And again, Travis is one of their favorite bad guys for all of this stuff. But it does amaze me, again, when I look through that video. They took, again, just letting it play in the background while we talk, because I want to put it up here. Good God. Give me a second. It is not. There we go. It's being ridiculous for a second there. Give me a minute. Letting this play in the background for a minute. Again, they've taken a situation where, like I said, they've decided to say, because this person stops over with Tubetown. Here, I'm trying to get it going right there. That this person stopped over there and they stopped for just a minute to look. I mean, again, they get out. They spend just seconds. I mean, we're not talking about spending any time at all out of the car really doing anything. Like when you watch, it is so hard to see what's transpiring, but they try to treat it like, man, this person, they're a visitor. Like they don't, if they're a visitor over here, they certainly didn't hang around very long. You know, they parked for a minute. But again, look, off of this, they tried to say that this person is signing in. So they managed to do that within how many seconds? Let me see. So they're saying that, again, close up, they could have provided close-ups of all of this stuff too. That person doesn't seem to even move their arms on it, you know? And they don't go into the property or do anything there. Again, bankruptcy. I mean, before that, you know, the reason to talk about this way too is regardless of what they were doing, not for an instance does it settle in this could be anything. It had to be attributed to Jeremy Hales and to Travis. Again, we have no proof. They don't know who the person is, but they decided since this person comes up, that is what they have to be. I like his face there. He look at his face, by the way. He seems confused, and not just confused, but like, what the fuck is that? Look at his face right there. Like, look at it. Here, let's slow it down. Like, just look at his face when it goes through there. I forgot I had this video slowed down, by the way. I was like, why is he taking him so long to get out of the car? Oh, yeah, it's because he's on half speed. My bad. Look at his face. He's like, what the? He just looks horrified by it. Like, what the hell am I looking at here? I mean, honestly, I would be afraid if I reached into that blessing box that I'd come out with like scabies or something. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, you can see the shadow over here too, you know, but we can't really see anything with it. I mean, he's not like, if you look, his camera it's in his hand here, and he's not going out of his way to do anything. Look. See how he's holding it? So when he goes up on this, I would want to say, okay, look, he's holding the camera. You can see him swing around. So when he walks up, he's got the camera in the same hand. He's not filming through. They tried to say that this, you know, is part of proof he's filming. It looks like he's standing over there. Maybe he's trying to get somebody's attention, because look, he's not filming. You see him move. You can see his shadow. He's standing. but he's not filming over or through that you can see there, because again, he's just holding the camera the same way when he walks away. Look at that. See what I mean? It's not like he's sitting over there and then they were like, that big buzzard, the big bird almost got his head. Does that look like a big bird? Try to get him, by the way. You have a shadow of a bird that flies over, probably because you've got a lot of funk and trash on your property. But right here, again, I like how they use the lack of a picture to describe something that's menacing. What is that? Is that a shadow? Oh, it's the garbage bag. I was watching this shadow right here. You see it right here on the fence when it goes flat? I was watching that shadow. It's that garbage bag. That's got to be annoying. But I mean, look at him again. He can't be like recording and doing all this stuff that they're talking about, because it doesn't look like, if he's trying to peek through and do all of this, you'd see arm movement and you can see his arm there. I would have to see like some real proof of that, but they try to use these corners and shit to say that there's all of these bad things that are actually transpiring right here. Like he doesn't seem to be there. Like even when you looked at it, he doesn't seem to be there hanging out or visiting. He seems to be doing something. It's a purpose. So when Jeremy said, hey, this guy is attached to bankruptcy, it would make sense, right? But watch him even with the camera. This is at regular speed here. We're looking at exactly what was showcased there. Yeah, so this question too, all right? I saw this come up before when the antis, they noted it. So isn't there another fairly large creator beginning coverage on it? 6 weeks ago, there was a person who had just finished litigation that I believe they had tried to get involved 6 weeks ago. All right. Now, this person, if you look at Fed 2, all right, you can look at that and be like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is cover a free speech thing. When you start looking at the other stuff, the protective orders, the other insanity, that's going to run you into problems. Then when you start looking at it, here's the problem. Some of these people have some bad records. So to go in and to try to, when you cover something, you don't want to put yourself in a jackpot. And I think anybody that looks up folks like Paint Chips, for example, if you look up his background and you're not at least hesitant to cover something, you're not a smart person, So I mean, it's been 6 weeks. I think we would have heard something if they were going to step into it. Like I said, I think these people, they shop around Fed 2, and they shop it around like it's the end all, but they don't tell everybody about the unlicensed practice of law. They don't tell them about the thumbnail mess, period, because anybody that saw the thumbnail case, nobody want to get involved in that. I mean, if you saw the thumbnail case and you want to talk about free speech and protections, that's one of the worst cases out there. And then when you find out, too, if you disagree, somebody like BBB might actually try to sue you. Girl, what you doing back? What are you doing? Let me stop this real quick. What are you doing?
What?
I thought you were getting ready and stuff. I like your shirt, by the way. That is cute.
All I need is...
All you need is what? I told you it's going to be. Now it's about an hour and a half. If you're ready, though, right when I finish, all I got to do is throw on my dress shirt over there, and then we'll ride over. I'll put on some
pants,
some decent pants instead of sweatpants. Yeah.
And shoes.
Yeah, and then we'll be gone. So,
And don't forget the little tie that you put in your hair.
Although you're getting water and stuff on your shirt. Oh, look at that.
It's just a little water.
Hey, look, what are you doing? Are you chewing on your shirt? Are you chewing on it like a little Pac-Man?
I am a little Pac-Man.
I know you are like a little Pac-Man. You gobble up stuff all the time. You eat like a crazy person because you're just growing and growing and growing, right? Yeah. Oh, hey, leg warmer lady sent you by the way, $2 and said that was all the way from the UK. That is across the sea. Remember we looked at the big map I was showing her? We got a a giant globe. And on the globe, I showed her Australia and the UK. Remember how far away those places were?
Yeah.
So they're spending all the way from there. They're sending you something. They're like, here's you some money from the other end of the world. Isn't that crazy and cool?
I wonder what those monies look like.
Well, they're going to look like your monies, but they have different monies too. Like some places they do. They have their own monies, but it changes it to our monies. You know? But yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day, like we can travel to some different places and check them out. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right, but hey, I thought you were going to have a lazy day. If you'd like to go clean, that would be good. You want to clean for an hour? What is that face? You had a stink face on just then. I gotta be the biggest stink face ever on that. All right, hey, come here though. You got to go upstairs for real. Come here. You can go have your lazy day and go sit around and wait.
I'm gonna watch TV or play my app at one of
I
those.
told you it's a lazy day. You can. So go do your thing. Hey, don't fall over the chair, the stuff, the chair, the shoes, any of the stuff. Okay.
The shoe with the
Yeah, I
shoe
saw
in it.
that.
Why are there a bunch of shoes in the floor?
Why? Because all you people keep leaving your shoes down here.
I only lost one pair of shoes.
Oh, there's another that's not mine, and then my shoes are here because they're my shoes.
And what do you have? There were shoes.
Yeah, they're my shoes. Yeah, you can't wear those. Those are size 14, sir.
And they're size 14,
Right. You can't wear those, sir or ma'am. Hey, Bradley the Sloth sent you $5 too, and so that's for chocolate milk money. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Somebody is hyper today. You haven't had any. You haven't had any sugar or anything today either, have you? That's just all you, isn't it? That's all her, man. No candy, no sweets, no nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, go have your lazy day stuff. Let me finish up, okay?
I'll go be in mom's room if you want me.
Yeah, you go up there. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, close the door.
Okay.
All right, love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
Close it good. She's funny. Thank you all too. All right, thank you, kiddo. Anyway, let's I figure if we catch up, thank you for the two there. They also accuse him of going through LP's mail. Yeah, I saw them say that, you know. I was like, well, where? So is that the mailbox down there? Is there mail up here? Like where's the proof of that? I'm looking for any proof that actually transpired. I mean, again, I'm not seeing anything that showcases that at all unless, you know. But yeah, I forgot that they had stated something like that. When was he supposedly going through the mail? Here? Because, I mean, again, you would think you'd see it. So I'm confused. They're saying that he's trying to peep through fences. Again, let's just time this, all right? So you can tell that they cut the video, by the way. I like how, because you see this chop, 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 chop. So they cut out parts of it anyway. But in real time, the supposed filming, look at it, it's at 1:18, right? We'll start it right here when the arms go up. All right, so he stands there with the camera up, swinging for less than 10 seconds. It's about 8 seconds there. Now, as far as being out of range where we can't see, right here, we're at 134. Again, unless we got some more video that I missed. I'll check, actually. I'll see if there is any more. But okay, again, he's out of frame for approximately 11 seconds off of that too. Oh, no delivery. That's right. I forgot. That's you're right. So he's saying that boxes for deliveries. That was their blessing box before. What are they talking about? That used to be their hook me up box. They don't, like you said, they don't go to they don't have mail delivered to their home anyway. They've had their run-ins at the post office. You're right. And in fact, somebody from the area talked to me and talked about how absurd like the bankruptcy stuff is because nobody in that area uses their mailboxes. They use PO boxes, you know. They have all their deliveries there in town, and everybody pretty much picks up everything. Because I'm glad you mentioned that, because I had talked to somebody, like, okay, so they're trying to say what, the box is a mail thing? He's not messing with that box at all. He looks at it. But I mean, again, there is no time for that. And he's just casually, the thing that really throws that off is he's casually walking with a phone in his hand, and that phone doesn't move. These people, man, they will turn anything into I've been screwed, please give me the monies. And again, I don't mind. Look, I grift for money too. I run a business here, you know, but I don't build it off of false things. I might build it out of laughing at somebody, but I don't take something and fake it like these people do. They fake stuff all the time, and it is so awful and annoying. I mean, we went from, you know, then again, people tied to these folks wanting to harass and them cheering it on to them playing a victim yet again. They didn't get, you know, there's not enough whatever coming in. Therefore, they got to have another bad guy added to the fray. So mystery man here. And you know, they tell you too. What's really good about this too is Lynette screwed up in her statements. You know, when she was making statements about this, in all of those the screenshots. Because let me pull this up. Because the very first thing that she tells you is that she's giving stuff to Lisa too. Remember, before, it was always a question of whether or not it was just John doing it anymore. Because, again, she talked about Lisa and talked about how repugnant she was, you know, and awful, and, you know, how she manipulates John and stuff. Well, now, apparently, she's gone back to, you know, Lisa puts our evidence in a file. So John and I, it's not just John talking now, it's John and I are giving her things. Which is a screw up, because I know that she wants to throw John under the bus anytime things get bad. And for a little while, John was the one communicating and the only one. But now, apparently, the same person that said these people robbed me is now back there trying to get back on the golden teat, saying, ooh, hook me up, baby. Money dried up. That's exactly what happened. These people are trying to create a symbiotic relationship where they can make more money. Because none of them, they're all out of the hook. They're out of it. I mean, what can they? There's nothing right now. One second, grab something. There's nothing right now. I'm grabbing my billfold. Give me a second. Oh. While I'm talking, I'm actually, I thought, well, when I get off here, I'll take the kid over. So I was grabbing my shirt and everything. I was going ahead and you know, I was getting ready while we're talking. I was like, man, I can multitask. I mean, you know, you're comfortable with the people that you live stream with and stuff when you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go grab my clothes over here and, you know, get my shirt and stuff ready while I'm streaming. No, but I told the kid we would do so. I hate it. One of the things I hate hearing from these people too is they'll make promises. You'll hear them sometimes, or they'll talk about, I told the kid, but, you know, I never tell, unless I'm sick and there is just something that comes up. I never make a promise to my kid unless I'm going to, you know, I consider my word. Like if I tell her we're going to go somewhere, that is a promise. So I never make a promise that I don't deliver on unless there is just some absolute emergency. I hate that with these people. But yeah, they've played. So she spent all that time throwing John Cook under the bus. All that time saying that he was the one that was doing this. You know, she set it up. So again, I think John Cook's her patsy, and he's too dumb to understand it. That's the beautiful thing about John Cook, too. He is just absolutely too stupid to understand that when things go wrong, that she plans on throwing him under the bus. Because she does it all the time. It's not even concealed. He's too dumb to know it. But now she's messing up. Again, like I said, she had all that collapse on her. She found out that being out in the cold, you know, unfortunately, Lisa didn't just control the money that she kept from her. Lisa controlled the money for probably that helped, you know, they kept the flea market going and everything else. So when Lynette stepped out, too little, too late. But it shows you how desperate all of them are. Because like I said, if these pieces of shit turned on me and they tried to destroy me and my channel and stuff, actually, I showed you what happened. Absolutely. You know? But again, 2L and 2L will turn on them later. When they have nothing left to give, you know, when all of that falls down, it's got to, look, they figure they got another year, maybe two. They can run, depending on the courts. But after that, it'll all be gone. They won't have another dime they can suck up. And you think that these people are going to stick around for Lynette Preston and John Cook? You think that they're going to give a damn about them and their kid? They're not going to do anything for them. They're live stream fodder. Right now, you know, in the last year, they put together more money than they've ever seen in their lives. I'm sure. Like, you know, John Cook being on disability since he was like 20, and freaking Lynette Preston. Now, I'm not saying maybe the Fats, who knows how much money they've scammed out of people, but it was easy money. But once it all dries up, they won't have any more use for them. But it's funny, like I said, she's throwing herself now into this with the narratives tell you a lot. They also tell you, I said, these people screwed them out of money. They said it publicly. They called it out publicly. And now they're back to it. Now, why would that happen? Again, I think there's more being said here than just the situation where they call the police. I think also they were told that the Fats needed content. I 1,000%. Let's just say, Lynette, I'm sure of it. I'm very sure. In fact, I've got Tina's notes. I'm waiting for when nothing is happening. I'm going to cover those. I'm going to talk about them because they are very detailed. We're going to go through it. We're going to talk about quite a few of these wonderful conversations that she decided that she would keep. Again, extensive notes on. Because these people, she knew that, like Lynette Preston, she would turn on her. She absolutely knew Lynette Preston would turn on her. That's the thing, too. Lynette talks about people turning on her. No, almost everyone that deals with her knows that she's going to turn on them. How do you know that? Because she's turned on the Tina and Brian. She's done that. You know, now she wants to talk about them and treat them like shit, but then come back. She turned on 2L in the gang, but came back. So, you know. But anyway, let's hit some super chats. I'm going to hit some super chats now. Let's do it. Give me a second. Let's see here. What's here? Patrick, thanks for the 5 there. Paranoid much? How much you want to bet the guy was going to say hi? I've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. Indeed. Like I said, you're right though. Anything, absolutely anything. But see how it went. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Fallen Hero, as always. Love and respect to you, my friend. Appreciate you always. Emmy, always relaxing. Appreciate the relax Muppet. Thanks for the 5 giftos there. Appreciate you, Emmy. It's great to see you. Max, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat there. Appreciate that. By the way, I hope everybody, if for some reason you didn't grab the appeal, I posted links on, put it on Facebook now. I was talking about this at the beginning too. So somebody yesterday, again, I'm not going to say that the person that deleted stuff, it could have been unintentional. It could have been anybody, right? But one of the antis definitely tried to take credit for it after they noticed it missing. So I thought that was interesting. So either they did it or they just wanted to take credit. But I'd forgotten when I sent out the link, typically I don't edit the links. You know, I've never had to, because I'm just making documents available. But apparently that makes some people so butthurt that they have to try to shut it down for everyone. I mean, the antis can pick them up too. That's the funny thing. But they got so butthurt about it that they tried to use it because I had the edit on, which allows somebody to, you know, remove or delete something. And they did. They deleted. So again, I don't know. Like I said, that could have just been accidental. But Anti definitely took credit for it. They wrote, and I am quoting them when I note this to you. Give me a second. It will take me one moment. Just give me a second, because I want to get it exactly right. They wrote, can't find the files. I deleted them. Except with their regular word, HALEs. So again, they made it pretty clear they were taking credit for it, if nothing else. Like I said, it could have, the reason I say it could have been anyone and they just took credit is because the email didn't match with the email that did it. Now, that could have been the same person, or it could have been just an accidental that they decided, I saw that this happened and I took credit. But for whatever reason, what absolute scumbags, man. It's always scumbaggery with these people. They themselves, they want the files because they were there. They tried to take them, but then they're like, oh, I'm going to throw all my toys down and I don't want to play anymore. It's funny, too, because, again, Levy County is a fucking cesspool. It is. It has been. It's funny when they try to take up for Levy County. You realize how many... I put my socks on. Excuse me if I move around for a minute. Put some socks on while I'm talking. But Levy County has been called out by many victims. Actual provable victims. Not accusers, but people there was plenty of proof. And Levy County decided in order to secure conviction, they would give some terrible offenders sweetheart deals. So these people, they take up for that. That's what they love this place so much that they'll take up for it even after they've done stuff like that. So these people, they just show who they are. But thank you, Max, too. I'm ranting for a minute there. Green Veggie, thanks for the 5. Afro Man rap, your kids can listen to. Yeah. Well, there have been some that have been out there, but some of the stuff, you know, by the way, that judge said, hey, you know, the court costs and stuff, half of that is for Afro Man and half of it's for the other side. So even after he wins that case, they still try to stick him with half the cost. Isn't that wild? That's such scumbaggery, man. Hey, Cynic, thanks for the 2 there. Still best tug song. Thank you, my friend. Please release an album. Yeah, I've got to motivate and throw it all into something. It has been really fun to make songs for sure. I've had fun with them. I need to. New sign too. I saw that new sign. Cuck the police. Indeed. That has been very, very entertaining to watch all that crazy. Inspired. Thanks for the 5 there. Are you not entertained? I have been very, very entertained. It has been great. Cynic also thinks about. I haven't seen that. So the Daily Show did an entire 9-minute segment on the Afro Man case. Most of it laughing at the cops. Yeah, American Unity, laughing at bozo cops. That's the thing. Like most of us, you know, they went too far in saying like defund. Like we have to have policing for certain things because they won't let me handle certain problems. If they be like, screw it, you know, somebody tries to do this and cause you a problem, you can deal with that yourself. Well, then I wouldn't need them. But you know, they went too far, you know, with trying to get rid of them. But we do need heavy reform, and I think all of us can agree on that. All of us. I am definitely somebody that's probably taking the black pill on most government institutions. You know, I don't see anything salvageable with most of them. I think you need to, you know, go in and correct it from the floor up. So it's good for us to be able to laugh at that and to call it out. Bonnie, thanks for the 6 months. It's my birthday. Heck yeah. Let me put my headphones on so I can get in there with a song. You know, of course. Love your lives and your videos. Thank you. Can you have a song? Yeah, of course. Of course. I love birthday time for you folks.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Productive, healthy years. Heck yeah. I almost sang about milk. I almost sang, and here's to you not getting milk for 4 years. Don Pinball, thanks for the $10 super sticker. Thank you for that. And it is something, like I said, the kids can enjoy. So I appreciate that too. That is just, I love that. I love when we get at least one so I can show them. Watchdog, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Appreciate you. You know, it's funny is your avatar always sticks in my head because when I see it, like when it's really compressed, you know, like right now I see it tiny and I see it in the chat tiny. And for some reason in my head, I always think it's Pyramid Head, you know, it's something with Silent Hill. And as it closed in, I was like, oh, it's a guitar. It's just funny how that works. So I'll never forget it. Rob, thanks for the 10. Time and time again, First Amendment auditors have won lawsuits under the rule. If you can see it, you can film it. Yes, you cannot trespass the eyes. That is right. Meaning the gaps in the fence, they can be filmed through. Yes, that's absolutely correct. If you are on the road out there, if you are on some type of public property, you know, roads, sidewalks, whatever, then yeah, you can film. If you can see it, you can film it. There have been a lot of lawsuits about that, you know, and absolutely, you know, and again, these people, they can't be baiting people. They also, they want people to give money to build up their property and to do all this stuff. And, you know, if a person drives by in the aftermath of doing that, they're like, oh, can't be here, you know, and it's just a strange setup. And then they, of course, will blame Jeremy Hills no matter what. Like I said, imagine if they took that stance when the Fats came on the property. Oh, wait, they didn't. Green Veggie, thanks for the 5. If she was really interested in catching him, they would zoom in on his plate and write him big letters on the side of the car. Yeah, if they wanted to do something with that, they could show me a clear picture and we could find out where they were from. We could see about it. I mean, I'm sure. Not just from, you can tell where the plate's from, but you can't read it clear enough to legitly pull in and talk about it. But yeah, if they really wanted it, but it didn't seem like they did. Emmy, thanks for the 5. So according to their posted signs, he's still allowed area of their yard. He never went into the fence, only to the blessing box. Indeed, he never bypassed anything. The signs are right there. He doesn't bypass any sign whatsoever, just outside of the fence. You're right. Again, they could call the police and ask that a person potentially be trespassed, and you could go about it that way and see how that works out. But they'd have a real problem. Again, we're just talking about, like, again, hypothetically, this dude is the worst thing they said it was. What did he do? What was the worst thing? They were talking about shooting him over freaking filming outside of the fence. If everything they said was true, they were talking about ending a person for filming outside. Isn't that crazy? Kevin, thanks for the 5. Now, Tug, you know that if they measured it, it would be a crooked line because they're crooked. That's true, too. That's actually very true. Rob, thanks for the 10. I see that different. It's not in selfie mode. That is filming trees on Hale's property. Maybe filming for security cameras. Maybe investigator looking for other video sources. That could be, well, let's look at that again. Let me see it from that. Let me check it for your idea. Let's see that. You know what? I really wish I could see his camera, because you know what? You have a point. If this person was out there, look at this. I mean, we don't have any frame of reference, but with the way the camera's angled and stuff, look at it. It could be pointing the other way, seeing if there really are cameras on Tubetown. Look. Camera up, it might not be here. He might be filming out that way. I can't really, like I said, I wish I could see more in that, but it does look like, all of the narratives about how there are cameras that are filming their home and everything. That's interesting, isn't it? Actually, look at that vehicle. I mean, that is a cool thought, though. I mean, for real, William, thanks for the 2. I think the guy was Clark Stark. Everyone is Clark Stark. You know it. I need a shirt that says, I am Clark Stark. I'm the other Clark Stark. That's the way it needs to be. I need to make one. That's very funny, though. Let me give me 1 second. I'll make an avatar that's just it. Oh, give me a second. That is funny, though. They're so paranoid about old Clark Stark, Make the words on the shirt say, I am the other Clark Stark. Let's see. I'm going to make an avatar of that. Kitty, what's up, Kitty Kate? Thanks for the 16 months. Thank you. Love the channel and the bullshit. That's right. I love it too. I actually love the crazy. Bridget, thanks for the 2. Bug, what's your favorite candy? She went on lollipops on that. Thank you again, Aunt. Thank you. Appreciate you. Jane, thank you too. Give you all, again, even though we hit them, I appreciate you. K-Matt, thank you again. Milk money. Ashine, thank you for that. That was really funny. Her expression on that was funny. Becky, thank you again for the milk money there too. William, thanks for the 5. If the guy wanted to film LP's property, he would have done it through the huge gaps in the fence, not over it. That's right. He could have just walked up and filmed through the middle of the fence. I tell you, the best place to film through, we don't even see there. But if he was trying to film, it would have been right here. We would have seen him stop. Like if he was really trying to film them, he would have gone right here at the middle of the fence. There's a gigantic gap. We would have seen him stop there and just stay there, not for a few seconds. Because look at him. I mean, again, his hand, he's still on his phone jerking around. He's not doing anything really. I would love to see some proof again. If anything they've said about the guy going through boxes and shit. Because, you know, if they had all of this stuff, why wouldn't they put that on video? Why wouldn't they put it out? I mean, honestly, that would have fit their whole narrative of look at this monster, right? So why wouldn't they put that out there too? There you go. Look, I'm the other Clark Stark. It's funny. I love it. But yeah, they could have easily done that. Venomous, thanks for the 5 there. Felisa said the Jeep was gone. Someone had it, but the others were home. What others? And was Andrew driving the Jeep when he got busted yesterday with the rugs? I don't know. That's a lot of questions. There's a lot of interesting questions. Not sure. Don't know. But that one person definitely pops up again and again with the items on Wheezy Wheels. Thanks for the 2. Tug, he could stand on the blessing box to film. Oh my God. Could you imagine standing on one of those ratty ass things out there? He'd have probably been standing in it. He'd have been standing on it, then standing in it. You know what I mean? I don't think it would hold anything. Hey, Deb, thanks for the 10. For all we know, it's someone they know. That's what I thought right off the bat. And they're trying to set things up, make things look bad for Jeremy or Travis. The only reason people don't see it is he doesn't know. He doesn't look like a lowlife. Yeah, that's exactly, you know, what I thought when I first saw it. I thought, man, this could be anybody, you know, from these areas. All somebody would have to do is drive by, you know, hey, here's $30. Why don't you drive by this place, film for a minute? We'll catch you on camera. Make sure, you know, nobody that knows you. Well, yeah, make sure, you know, we won't get very clear shots of your license plates. It could be anything. Like I said, you know, when you see stuff like that. Rickles, thanks for the 5. If Jeremy had cams higher than 12 feet filming the turd purgatory, then this guy wasn't providing anything new. That's right, too. Who says he isn't a paid actor? Exactly. That would, like I said, I thought that as well. And yeah, this blows up their narrative because why would Jeremy need somebody filming when he supposedly already has these giant freaking cameras? What's up, Smoking Cat? It is awesome to see you. I always love that freaking avatar, by the way. Again, thank you, William. Yeah, the area is considered curtilage, which is 100% legal for cops and the general public to come up to. You can't, like they're trying to say, well, we have that recessed for a reason. Again, you have a fence outside of it. You can't say that a person that is walking up, that they cannot come up to your fence. How are they supposed to get your attention? How does anyone, like again, whether it's a UPS guy, whether it's a process server, there has to be some method to do that. It's just so crazy. Yes, and again, I'm glad Madam, thank you, put in the thanks for finding noted. For anybody who missed it, Jeremy did post earlier confirming that Lynette's intruder was the inspector for the bankruptcy. Yeah, I love to talk about it. You know, just with all of this and all their speculation, you know, they won't speculate. They won't tell you that they don't know. They just came up with a narrative where, again, the next person that pops up, no matter who they are, they might pew them. They were talking about that. Hey, hold on for 1 minute. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I heard the little one doing something. And I was like, what is that noise? I kept hearing this. It's the little one playing with a slinky. She kept going up and down the steps. I was like, what in the world is that noise? What is she doing? She has slinky. She loves that thing. She just gotten it. And when it wasn't the slinky making noise, it was her. She was like dragging her butt down the steps. So I think, what in the world is she doing? But found out. Kevin, what's up, man? Thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Thugs. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Adair, man, what's up? Thank you for the 10 there. Appreciate you too. Appreciate that super sticker. Like I said, I love them. Love showing them to the kids. So thank you, my friend. Vita, what's up, Vita? Thanks for the 7 months. Man, be freaks in the circus or animals in the zoo, but they are freaks in Otter Creek. That's right. I mean, it is like a free show with some of these people. It's wild. Again, they talk about the danger, the stranger danger element. Like I said, look at the arrests around people who have done violence to other people, and then they're around the property, which they deny. Like I said, they categorically deny. But Yeedy again, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Andre, appreciate you too, my friend. Yeedy again. Thank you for that in 10 years. Love it. Inspire. Thank you. Also, all the way from Australia. Something to bark about. Thank you for the gifted memberships again. I thought that was fun to tell her. She was like, $25. Oh my gosh. I thought that was funny as well. Leg warmer lady. Also, thank you. Appreciate when people point out across the seas, because I can tell the little one, about those places. And I love that. It's a lot of fun. Heather, thank you for the year, by the way. And love the group. Yes, indeed. Love everybody. Appreciate you folks, man. SF, thanks for the 5. If she does tell HG the world is horrific and the people right around her are so dangerous, it'll make HG think home life is a wonderful vacation. That's right. She also, she just, instilling fear in a child like that, it will become their personality. That's the problem with doing stuff like this, It absolutely becomes part of their personality. So in the future, we're going to see a terrified human being if this doesn't change. Lynette, why don't you talk about the stuff you told Tina, by the way? Lynette, why don't you talk about the thing about the kid lashing out and doing stuff? Why don't you talk about that? I'm sure you blame Jeremy Hale somehow, but why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about the kid hitting and other stuff? Why don't you discuss that? She's talking about a little bit of behavioral problems, but she doesn't talk about what they are. You know why? Because when you hear some of the stuff, the problem is that when you hear some of the interactions that are around there, she talks about being best friends and everything, but at the same time, anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I hate these situations. Nobody's going to do anything. You have all these jackasses. Again, what they'll do is they'll try to use Jeremy. They've already tried to use him as a get-rich scheme. They made a lot of money off of him. They figured out that the lawsuit way was kind of dumb, especially the way they tried to play it. But there's going to be all kinds of crazy. It's still going to keep going. Like I said, I hate it for Hales. Hales is sick of it. You can tell. You can tell sometimes that he's just sick of these people. He has been for a long time. Never wanted them in his life anyway. He's sick of them, but they why would they ever go away? They profit off of stalking him. They pretend to be victims, of course, but they profit off of stalking him. It's funny. Again, you've heard Ray complaining about he thinks people are watching him. Stupid Dave thought that for a while too. He was like, I'm a victim. Meanwhile, you got people like, again, HALEs, you know, having to batten down the hatches and live like he's under siege. And these people, there's not a problem with it. God, I hate these people. I really do. I hate most of these people. I typically don't feel that way about something I cover. I might hate their behavior, but I don't know them. But I feel like I know enough about some of these people that they're awful human beings. And I don't just hate their interactions. I find that I really, truly despise them. Cindy, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Cindy. It's great to see you too. Appreciate you. Inspire, thanks for the 5. We were going to build a barn dough, but then we got high. That's right. I was going to build a barn dough, but then I got high. Ooh. I was going to make it even on a ski slope, but then I didn't try. Ooh. You could say it's a scam, you know. I don't know why. It's because I got high. Anyway, thank you. Like that. Lindy, thanks for the 11 months. Every week what we sow, Lynette is in for a big fall. I am praying that Jeremy and George get new protective orders. Indeed. You know, that's crazy too. These people have been saying some wild stuff that I thought was kind of, you know, one of these folks likes to talk about how they're a retired police officer too. You remember how they went after Tina? Because her hubby, they said, was retired with connections to law enforcement. They kept going, well, certain one of them likes to brag about their connections because they're a retired cop. They like to tell the people that all the time, you know? I wonder, I wonder if the people that they were police with, I wonder if they knew about the dog masks and stuff, friend. Huh? Oh, friendo. Did they know? Did they know about the bag of and the dog masks? Oh shit. Hey, what's up, Dynasma? It's great to see you there. Thanks for the 5. Isn't there that was the question about the person from 6 weeks ago. Yeah, it could be them or Auditor, plain as shown. Yeah, like I said, we can't really make out certain things, but again, I buy into the bankruptcy. That absolutely makes sense. Even if you wanted to say, well, that might not be, you know. God, it could be anything. It's just crazy. Thank you again. Catch up too. Yeah, with the mail thing, I totally forgot about that being said. So thank you. Bradley, thank you again. Appreciate that. Hey, kiddo. Hey, come here. Come here, I hear you. Hey, come here and give me a hug for a minute. But hey, if you go upstairs, I'm going to be through. Look, I've got about maybe 10.
You got your socks on?
I put my shirt on and put my watch and everything on. So go upstairs.
I just need my...
Well, go grab your shoes. Go put them on upstairs, though. Take them up with you, okay? Hey, they're right there. You want your boots?
Yes, boots.
All right, take your boots.
I always do.
Go put them on upstairs.
Can
I can't finish until we won't ever... If you don't give me time, we're going to run out of time. You know?
I'm just trying to hurry.
I know. Well, go upstairs, though. Let me finish.
Doing a wash if I do them upstairs.
Okay. Well, I was trying to finish up earlier, but if you don't want me to finish up earlier.
I got it.
You got it? That's what I figured. This is so funny. Close the door. Okay. Thank you. Emmy also, thanks for noting this too. They didn't have a mailbox. They go to the post office. That's right, for mailing packages. That's absolutely right. They talk about it all the time. You are totally right. Atra, thank you for the 5 there. Not a statement attached to it, but it is definitely a statement in backing. Thank you, my friend. Cruise ship mama, thanks for the 5. The guy wasn't taking a selfie. He was taking a picture of JH's cameras for the flea. That's actually, you know, when you note that, I keep wondering, like I can't get that out of my head now, you know, that it could have been the other way around, which is wild, you know. Paul Hart, thanks for the 5. If they intentionally deleted the files, that is a violation of USC 1030. The files. Which are you talking about? The I know 1030 is what accessing without authorization or exceeds. Oh yeah, it's also exceeds authorized access. I was looking at a few things that are under there. I can't remember what all was under 1030. I remembered that it was knowingly causes transmission of a program, information, code, or command as a result of conduct, intentionally causes. I remembered the protected computer stuff, but I didn't remember some of that. Thank you, my friend, by the way. I need to look all that up again. Leg warmer lady, thank you for the $3 super sticker there. Thank you, leg warmer lady. Again, appreciate that. And the kids will enjoy the heck out of them. Wicked Scar, thank you for the thank you for the 2 there. She'll be able to buy her own cow. That's what I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her we're not going to the store. We're actually going out to we're going out to get a cow. I'll ask her. Just give me a minute on that. Rob, thanks for the 5. That could be the missing video filming Hale's property. That's true. That is absolutely true. They did cut it, like you said. So, you know, you too could be right in there. I mean, honestly, especially depending on who did it, how they did it, huh? Polar Spark, thanks for the 2. Hashtag bug cow fund. I'm gonna go and get her when I finish this. I'm gonna go get her and I'm gonna tell her, hey, are we going to you know, we got enough money. Maybe we'll go buy a cow. I want to see what she says. All right. So I'll go get her in a minute after we finish. Andre, thanks for the 2. If Jeremy uses his drone and LP's reaction to it, you know, well, what's crazy is you could fly a drone just straight up over one of these other people's properties and record everything around. Again, Hales, if he was trying to record these people, there are plenty of ways he could have legitimately gone about that, if that was the purpose. People are so dumb. There's so much drama is what they are, like I said. And they've convinced all these morons that somehow they're victims. It's craziness to watch. Oh, thank you for the 14 months there. Hugs to you all. Well, hey, hugs back to you. Appreciate you too. Thank you. And Rob, thanks for the 10. Third possible, Jeremy has been hinting possible ranch buyer picks for potential buyer for Hale's property. Just curious about the fence. Saw him take a now obvious pick of LP's property bankruptcy, tease to troll LP. Never know. See, I look at it all. One of the things I like with Jeremy is that he trolls these people, you know? And when he does that, it's funny sometimes because they're like, well, they don't know how to take it. They think it's all real. It's so funny sometimes. Let's see. Hey, what's up? Thank you, Steve. I'm going to go with first name there. Thank you for the 5 there. There's nothing else attached to it. Thank you. Sending that. Appreciate you. I didn't see any message. Terry, thank you. Send a 50. Thank you for that. That's awesome for milk, tea, and fun for a special family. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We're definitely going to get, hey, I'm going to leave this going. So you'll be able to hear me. I'm going to tell her to come here for a second. And I'm going to tell her, hey, we made enough that we can actually, we don't have to get milk. Maybe we can get a cow. Let's see what she says. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to tell her to. Hey, kiddo. Hey, kiddo. Hey, come here. Hey, come here for a minute while I'm getting ready. Come here. Come down here for a minute. Oh, my goodness. Let me grab my shoes. Come here. Grab my... Man. You know what? And this live stream was so crazy, kiddo. We didn't just make milk money. Guess what we have enough money for? What? A whole cow. Maybe you can just get your own milk out of it yourself.
No.
No? What do you mean no?
Everybody can.
You get your own milk. You could go in. Yeah, you'd have to feed it and take care of it. We could name it. What would we name a cow? Huh?
Is it a girl cow or a boy cow?
A girl cow, of course. We don't want to milk a boy cow. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't. Boy cows don't. They don't give milk. Oh Lord, they would definitely be a girl cow.
So what do we name the girl cow?
What we name it, I don't know what we name it. It's terrible.
Felicia?
Huh? What'd you say?
Felicia?
Celicia?
Yeah.
Like Felicia, but with an S. Celicia? I've never heard that name before. That's interesting. I like that. So now we're gonna get it. Now you have to milk it. You have to clean up after it too, and they take big poo poos. Yeah.
We're not with the mic.
What?
Look at the mic.
Oh my gosh, were we still on live stream? I didn't know.
Boy.
Oh, man.
Boing.
You're boinging?
Boing.
So you don't think that's a good idea?
It would be half a good idea, but no kill. If we get a kill,
So you don't like the idea of having to clean up its after it and stuff?
Yeah, because I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I don't know though. You can get fresh milk. You have to go in and milk it yourself. Have you ever seen like when they milk cows?
I never seen that.
Hey, come here. I'll show you a video real quick. I'll turn the sound off so it doesn't pull up, okay? But give me 1 second, okay? I'll show it. You can see let's see, milking cow video by hand. Let's see. Look, this is what they have to do. They have little udders. Look, they have to squeeze them and pull the milk out.
Ew.
Ew. You don't like that?
Yes.
You don't want to squeeze your own milk? Look, you'd have your milk on tap. You could just squeeze it into a bucket like that. You just slurp it all up. Go, go, go. What, you don't like that idea? Oh Lord. All right. Okay. I think there's 2 more super chats. So I go upstairs for a minute and I'm gonna finish them and then we'll be done. Okay, kiddo. Love you. All right. That was too funny. Oh Lord. She's funny sometimes. She's a card. Oh Lordy. Let's see. Yeah, she was churning butter. That's right. She's funny. I grew up around stuff like that. Like I said, I grew up when I was a preteen to teen. We moved from an area in Antioch, which is Antioch, Tennessee, which is kind of it was a crowded area, let's say. We moved to a little area up in a place called White House, Tennessee. White House, Tennessee was in the nothing, absolute nothing. And my grandparents had always lived around my uncles and stuff. They always had like out in the nowhere. But when we moved out, I loved it. But I got to know a guy out there that was just into everything like that. And we got to know this guy named Mr. Grissom. And Mr. Grissom, the cows and everything else. And, he hired us on to build stuff and to help take care of it. It's great. I enjoyed it. But yeah, he had cattle. I don't think my kids wouldn't know what to do living like some of that stuff, They'd have no idea. They're too far removed from all of that. My granddaddy and my uncles, they raised cattle. So my granddad, he loved cows. They were his calming method. He always kept a herd of cows. My uncle, he would raise crops and he would raise cattle, but he kept soybeans. Soybeans were in everything. So he raised soybeans, but it wasn't worth anything. The prices on them got so low, he almost lost everything. And then he got a deal. The government came in and they rented out like one of, he has like 10 major fields, and they rented one of his fields to raise trees on. They wanted for, you know, governmental use. They wanted to raise trees there, and they would take a lease for 10 years. And that 10-year lease was worth more than using all 10 of his areas to raise crops, because, you know, the government, the same government that's paying him, would drive prices down on that stuff, you know. So it's crazy business. But he's still, I think he may have gotten rid of cows because he'd gotten older. But anyway, C Mac and Cheese, thank you for that super sticker too. Thank you, appreciate that. It's awesome too. Thank you for the stickers. Kevin, thanks for the 5. I wonder if she told the LCSD that Crook only sells the D-rugs to pay the bills. Yeah, don't know anything about all that stuff for sure. You know, it's crazy stuff. Polar Smartt, thanks for the 2. Hashtag bug joining for it. Indeed. She would be she'd have fun, but she wouldn't know what to do with it all. And Garrett, what's up, Garrett? Thanks for the 2 there for a cow. Indeed. I'm gonna tell her people started giving like masses of money, you know. They thought the idea for the cattle would be great. Yeah. All right, folks. Let me see if the redirect is up. If it is, I will go ahead and set up. If not, well, Hales will be on soon enough, you know. Which I usually do the, oh yeah, he's got it set up. Let me do a redirect, okay, real quick. I didn't know he was already up, so just give me a minute. And all of you, I will get out of here, and I will go and get milk like I'm supposed to, apparently. I hear her upstairs. She's singing a song. She's singing milk, 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 milk. Oh my gosh, she is such a character. All right, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm doing the redirect for you. I appreciate you folks. It's been a fun live stream. Tomorrow will probably be fun too. You know, we'll get to talk about all of this. We'll get Megan's insight on it. That'll be a great one. I'm gonna tell her, no matter what comes up, we have to talk about this subject too. I've got the video and everything else. I think that'd be great. But make sure you tune in for everything, and appreciate you. See you.